Elizabeth Silva. Yes, ma'am. Welcome to the session. Nithyananda. When the mind and body pull you in opposite directions, there is every chance that disease happens in you. Every time you experience pain, it leaves behind a residue which becomes lodged in the body. By and by, this accumulated residue creates a negative energy field around you, which we call as the pain body. The pain body is responsible for and controls most of our pain patterns. Bhagavan is telling a real incident that happened. A handsome young boy belonging to an Orthodox family was brought to our healing center. His complaint was sudden blindness. His parents were weeping and told me that the boy was in excellent health but had suddenly turned blind 1 week earlier. All medical tests revealed perfect vision, but he could not see. After scanning his energy, I requested that I may spend a few moments alone with the boy. No sooner did he get the opportunity to talk to me in private, the boy poured out his troubles to me. He said that he was deeply in love with a girl, but had been forced by his parents to stop seeing her. I immediately figured out the root cause of the problem. I asked the boy to get a photograph of the girl and spend the next 3 days meditating upon it continuously. His parents were taken aback at this unconventional solution, that too from a spiritual man. But you will be amazed, the technique worked wonder. In 3 days, the boy regained his vision perfectly. He was able to see like before. How did this happen? This incident illustrates the power of the mind over the senses. See, when the boy was compelled not to see what he most wanted to see, his subconscious mind decided not to see anything at all. Just by the power of his intense thought, he became blind. His blindness was deeply psychological. Just imagine what tremendous power the mind has over the senses. In the Bhagavad Purana, a grand epic of Hindu mythology, it is mentioned that Radha and Krishna took birth within a few moments of each other. Radha was a normal baby in every way except that she would not open her eyes. A few days later, Radha's mother visited Krishna's house to see baby Krishna. She took her newborn daughter with her. The moment Radha was brought in Krishna's presence, she opened her eyes and beheld Krishna before her. Later in life, when questioned by a friend about this incident, Radha remarked, "What else was there to see? It is for Krishna that I have taken birth. So I waited till I was taken to his presence to open my eyes." This may only be a tale, but it illustrates the tremendous power of the mind over the body. The truth is also that you invite pain upon yourself. Actually, pain is a requisition letter written by some part of the body to the mind saying, "Hey, please pay me some attention." Understand, your attention is your energy. Wherever you direct your attention, there your energy is also directed, and in that direction you witness growth. Actually, you invite pain upon yourself. Not many people will believe it if I told that they invite pain upon themselves, like honored guests into their household. A small story. Once a man entered a restaurant and began ordering various food types. Platefuls of steaming food of various types made their way to the table, and he ate with relish. After a hearty meal, he finally signaled the waiter to stop bringing in the food. The waiter duly returned with the long bill of all the items that this man had relished. "What is this?" asked the man, looking at the bill innocently. Why have you brought this? I have not ordered anything like this." Understand, when you order food, you have to remember that you are also ordering for the bill. In the same way, we invite pain and disease upon ourselves with our immoderate habits and stressful lifestyles, and then forget all about it and complain later when disease takes its toll. One more thing, although we suffer because of our disease, we also enjoy it secretly in a way because it gets us attention from people. This is no wonder, because in the hectic pace of today's life, who really has the time to pay attention to the other person unless they fall ill? Attention is a basic need for every individual. It may be a little difficult for us to accept this because it's a hard-hitting fact. People enjoy being ill. People actually enjoy their disease because there is a part inside them which is seeking for the attention by the people around. Because attention is a basic need of every individual. Psychology proves that normally a man can stay alive without food for up to 90 days, but without the attention of others, he will lose his sanity in just 14 days. Attention is energy. It is life force. Swamiji always used to tell this joke about attention and being energy. In a typical Indian household, the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law will always be at loggerheads. They'll keep fighting the whole day. But even for a few days, if the daughter-in-law goes away to the mother's place, the mother-in-law will keep missing her very badly. Not because she loves her, but because she is not getting the attention of her daughter-in-law. Whether it is positive attention or negative attention, it does not matter. Even though they are fighting all the time, it is still attention. And she continues to derive energy out of the fights, though we are unaware of it. The craving for attention is so great that to gain it, we create our own low energy foods and gladly suffer the disease too. An engineer working in a large firm brought the same dish for lunch every day. Every day he complained about how he hated that particular dish. His sympathetic friends would share their lunch with him. One day, one of his friends finally asked him, "Why don't you ask your wife to cook something that you like for a change? How can she not be aware that you hate this dish?" What wife? The man asks in surprise. I'm a bachelor. I cook my own lunch. This may sound funny, but most of us live our lives in very much the same way. Through our lack of awareness, we first invite pain upon ourselves and then complain about it and resort to painkillers. We never identify ourselves as the root cause of the pain. We always throw the responsibility for the pain on others. Now, if physical pain is perceived as the absence of your attention, then what should be the remedy? It should be your presence, isn't it? Self-healing can be done just by the presence. There's a simple and beautiful self-healing meditation technique that channels your presence into the diseased limb. It is definitely a better option than painkillers, whose side effects sometimes prove worse than the original complaint. Let us say that you have limb pain, okay? Lie down in a dark room and continuously keep focusing only on the part that is causing you pain. Make a conscious effort to forget about the rest of your body. As you experience your painful limb, deliberately drop the word pain from your mind. Simply focus on that part, forgetting the rest of the body, but flood that region with your presence, with your conscious awareness. Don't use the word pain. Deliberately drop it from your mind. Your mental chatter will continue to tell you that you feel pain. Simply switch it off. Feel deeply, experience with an open mind. Look into what is happening inside your mind in the context of the pain. You will soon see that your mind was just exaggerating the pain. Put all your awareness on the center of the pain. It will soon shrink to become just a tiny pinpoint of pain. Concentrate completely on this point, and you will discover in a sudden moment that the pain has disappeared, and in its place is pleasure or bliss. This is a technique that really works wonders. The next time around, whenever you experience this kind of physical pain, just experiment with it. I have personally used it, and I can vouch for the fact that it works for me all the time. I generally never take any painkillers. Pleasure is the opposite of pain. In fact, even when I've had surgeries, the treating doctor would want to give painkillers in an IV infusion because that is the level of pain that generally people would experience. But thanks to Bhagavan's teachings and the practice of all these techniques, not a single painkiller I have even taken post-op. It really works. So if it can work for me, I'm sure it will work for all of you, because I'm not some yogi or tapasvi who's sitting in the Himalayas and meditating. I'm a regular householder, doing my homely chores, attending to my family responsibilities, doing my work, all of that. That is the power of the truth. If it works for one, it has to work for all of us. Understand? Pleasure is the opposite of pain. Pain and pleasure are two sides of the same coin. And like all other opposites, one has no existence without the other, isn't it? There is no light without darkness. There's no darkness without light. They are two sides of the same coin. You cannot enjoy pleasure without suffering, without pain. It is significant that ancient Indian scriptures use the same word, pain, to imply both pain and pleasure, because pain is the ultimate result of both the experiences. The root of pain and pleasure is the same. It is the same sensation with two names. If you have ever received a good massage from a friend or a professional, you will realize that the same massage would seem like sheer physical violence if you received it at the hands of a stranger. On the other hand, bliss is that which arises when you drop the idea of both pleasure and pain. And you have to drop them both together. There is no other way. Bliss is what floods you when both pain and pleasure have ceased to disturb you. Bliss is beyond pain, beyond pleasure. It is perfect harmony, complete inner silence, and total peace. If you try to understand the truth of your experience, it will be that pain does not exist at all. Pain has only a negative existence. Like darkness, it is only an absence, the absence of awareness. That's all. As darkness disappears of its own accord when light is brought into a room, so also pain dissolves automatically when the energy of your awareness is focused upon it. You can use your pain as a tool to enter your being. You will find that pain itself can become the door to Ananda or bliss. You have never seen pain from this angle, isn't it? Ever. Using pain as a tool to enter your being, it can actually become the door for you to experience bliss. A small story. Two men were traveling through a forest on a dark, moonless night. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed in the sky. One of them began to tremble in fear. A storm. His mind was immediately caught in confusion. Should he continue to walk, or should he find a safe place to stop until the storm was over? He began wishing that he had never decided to undertake the journey. He cursed himself as foolish and unlucky. In other words, he fell headlong into suffering with just a few strokes of the lightning. The other man simply used the moments of the lightning flashes to take a better look at the road ahead, and he kept moving. He made sure that he was traveling in the right direction and thanked the lightning for its help, and he moved on. Pain is just like this flash of lightning. It happens, but whether you suffer from it or you learn from it is entirely up to you. Then you will realize that you are the cause of your own pain, and therefore only you can be the solution. When you observe your pain deeply, innocence opens up in you. The truth is, pain teaches you that you are beyond the body. For the first time, you become aware that you are not the body. no pain can really touch the real you. Once you realize that you are beyond pain, you transcend pain to become dukkhatita, one who has gone beyond suffering. Internalize these truths. Like I said at the beginning of the session, sit with that receptivity. How much ever you use your logic, this cannot become a part of you. But if you're sitting with that openness, you will see that it will become your experience whenever you go through these situations in your life. Pain teaches you that you are beyond the body. You experience the rare freedom that arises with non-attachment to the body that you have carried all your life. You transcend your mundane life and enter into a spiritual plane. Then you exist in the world as an Atman, an enlightened master. The whole material world disappears and another world arises of incomparable beauty, innocence, joy, and compassion. As the Bhagavad Gita says, he who is ever established in the self takes woe and joy alike, regards a clod of earth, a stone, a piece of gold, equal in value, is possessed by wisdom, receives the pleasant and the unpleasant in the same spirit, and views censure and praise alike. With awareness and practice, pain can become the magical portal to enter into eternal bliss, the state of Nithyananda. Just to see with intense inner clarity, the nature and the cause of pain will make pain evaporate because it no longer has a reason to exist in you. And this realization brings with it a state of absolute bliss, which is the state of enlightenment. Just having the intense inner clarity about pain will make the pain evaporate from your system because it has no reason to exist inside you. Enlightenment allows you to see for the first time that what you called happiness and contentment earlier were not true happiness and true contentment. Enlightenment showers real bliss upon you, real ecstasy. It gives you a taste of the real. If you take a look deep inside you, you actually need to be thankful for the pain and suffering that you experience. They are the catalysts that set you upon your quest for truth and transcendence. Pain is the catalyst to start the quest for the truth. Just look at your life. When you are happy about something, did you ever wonder about the meaning of life? Did you look inwards to see who you are? What's life all about? Will you ever ask those questions when you're happy? You're just carried away in the flow of the whole thing, isn't it? You party, you celebrate, you booze, you dance, you do all those things. You'll never ask those deeper questions about life. Did you feel the need to deeply know about the ultimate truth? No, because when things are going smoothly, we just blindly follow the same routine with barely any awareness or consciousness. There's nothing to disturb you from the routine, so you continue without any awareness. Life is in an autopilot mode. It just goes on. You wake up every day, brush your teeth, drink your coffee, go for a walk, chat up with friends, get ready, go to office, do your work, come back, probably sit and enjoy a movie, right? Life goes on in that autopilot mode without any awareness. You don't even need to be present in your life. It's just all happening. On the other hand, when pain happens in you, it makes you look at it objectively. It forces you to look deeper into life, to learn what its mystery is all about. In reality, pain is a blessing in disguise. It is the key that can open the door to the world of reality. The choice is yours to open the door or not. It can simply shake you out from both the dream state and the waking dream state that we are in. Either we are in sleep and dreaming, or you're waking and having your own dreaming process going on. Well, it's only when you go through a pain of that nature, it can simply shake you out of both. Understand, even if you're awake, you're not completely in touch with reality. You live in a world of your own desires and fears and hence see things in the same light. Pain can be a great teacher which can simply jolt you out of the dream and put you in touch with reality as it is. It is the catalyst to start the quest for the truth. With pain, your usual thought patterns are shattered and you begin to see things as they actually are. You begin to recognize a subtle distance between you and the pain, and that it is not your pain, not something that is a part of you by nature, isn't it? Why are we so uncomfortable when we are in pain? Because that is not me. That experience of pain is not my nature. So the pain is something, I am something. That distinction will start happening. In fact, pain is simply the response that you have chosen to a particular situation. Once you see that, how can you suffer anymore? Just let it go. Let go of it. Is this truth clicking? Shall I repeat it? With pain, your usual thought patterns are shattered and you begin to see things as they actually are. You begin to recognize a subtle distance between you and the pain, and that it is not your pain, not something that it is a part of you by nature. In fact, pain is simply the response that you have chosen to a particular situation. It is not you. Once you see that, how can you suffer anymore? You just let go of it. The intelligent ones do not curse the pain or the person who is inflicting it upon them. They use it as a blessing to go in and see what the system's response is. and try to cut the root of the pain. I'm driving on the streets. Okay. Some guy passes by and says, "You idiot, can't you see?" I can choose how I want to respond. He saying idiot is his story. But how I respond to that abuse or accusation is completely my choice. Whether I choose to get pained by the curse or whatever the swear words is my choice. Intelligent people do not curse the pain nor the person inflicting it upon them. They use it as a blessing to go in and see what's the system's response and try to cut the root of the pain. Swamiji says, you will be pained only when the other person touches your deepest inner image that you carry about you. When he called me an idiot, if I truly believe deep inside me that I am an idiot, I will get hurt by it. When I know that I am not, whether he calls me an idiot or something else, I will not be touched by it. It's as simple as that. What the other person can only inflict pain and suffering on you by poking on your own inner image, what you believe about you deep inside you. That's why he says, see, the whole day I'm sitting here, I'm telling, I'm not here to prove that I'm God. I'm telling all of you that you are God. You people will sit with such long, boring faces, all slouched up like this. Because you believe, oh, what, Swamiji, I get so angry with my spouse. I have that problem, this problem, headache. How can I be God? This will be your opinion. But if I say, hey, you idiot, immediately see how you'll respond and react with anger. Because deep inside you, you don't believe that you are God. At the same time, you know that you're an idiot. That's the way it works. So look in and see from where the system is responding. What is the belief inside you that is making you to respond the way you are, and cut the root of that pain. Pain can be a great teacher if you allow it to be. If in one instance, you properly research the cause and the effect of pain within you, it can turn out to be the biggest turning point in your life. Such a powerful emotion pain is. Many people come and ask me, I get angry and hurt easily when someone insults me. How can I avoid this? I tell them, why do you try to avoid it? To suppress pain, anger, humiliation will only cause it to stay in your system in a repressed form. Suppressed emotions can be very dangerous. One fine day, the pressure cooker will burst open, isn't it? A little anger, a small feeling of hurt can fester over time into a deep and a lasting hatred. So try accepting your emotions without judging yourself. Accept your emotions objectively. There is no need to suppress any emotion. You're angry, go through it. Why are you trying to suppress it? It's perfectly all right. If you're actually feeling hurt by somebody with something, live that emotion completely. We tend to judge many a time. And we will kind of have all the emotions cooked up inside us. And one fine day, for no reason, it will just explode with the slightest trigger. He says, don't do that. Accept your emotions without even judging yourself. It's perfectly all right. Go through it. Are you feeling hurt? Okay, now enter completely into the hurt feeling. Do not avoid it. Do not reject it. Sit by yourself and enter into it. Neither give yourself sympathy nor direct the hurt against the person who hurt you. Simply watch the emotion as it plays in your system. If you decide to do this sincerely, the process may take a while, maybe a few hours or even a few days. But at the end of it, you will see a transformation that you never imagined. After all, emotion is energy, tremendous energy, and pain is the strongest emotion in you. How long do you think so much of raw energy can circulate in your system? The moment you accept your pain with no rejection, welcoming its role in your life, the whole quality of the pain will change. Learn to accept your emotions objectively. The same energy that was pain, anger, or suffering is transformed into blessed emotions of love and bliss. See, energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted. Your pain, your anger can all get transformed into bliss, love, and gratitude. And these are the techniques. When you cognize them, that alchemy will happen in all of us. This is compassion, the silent force that moves in each one of us, the force that transforms the ugly into the beautiful. And compassion brings its own reward. Just give yourself a chance and you can experience what I am saying. Bhagavan is extremely practical. He does not speak philosophy. He speaks out of his experience, which is also the experience of all the lives that he has touched. Now let's enter into love and pain. Why do love and pain always seem to go hand in hand? In the first place, isn't your idea of giving freedom to your beloved a very wrong one? Love itself implies giving the other total freedom, unconditional freedom. To say that you're giving a certain amount of freedom to the other itself shows that you're holding back a certain amount, and nobody understands that. It is natural to want to possess your beloved, and that is the play of your ego. It is difficult to imagine that your beloved may need time and space away from you. Or how can she be happy without me? Or rather, how can she be happy despite me? You try to do the right thing by giving freedom to your loved one. But when she actually uses that freedom, you end up feeling exploited. Actually, you never expected that she would ever use that freedom to do what she wants and be with whom she wants to be with. When you see her giving time and energy to something or somebody other than you, you start feeling possessive and cheated. The reason that love brings so much pain with it is that lovers unknowingly force each other into the golden cage of their own expectations. But true love can never blossom in captivity. You try to imprison your lover and she does the same, time after time. until you end up feeling that love is so much misery that perhaps it is better not to love at all. Love can be a door to joy and freedom, or it can become a living hell. To experience love as pain is to miss the whole point of love. There is a saying, if you love someone, set him free. If he is yours, he will come back to you. If he doesn't come back, he never was yours anyway. This is the freedom any relationship deserves. When you understand this, you will start respecting the other person as an individual. You will not try to possess them as though they are an object. All the married people here, please do internalize this truth and enjoy a blissful married life, not possessing the other and respecting the other person as an individual. After all, your spouse is not an object for you to possess. You'll miss the whole point of love in this relationship. To start with, we need to understand that suffering is not a state of life. It is a state of mind. Understand, pain and suffering are the stepping stones. You need to understand that suffering is not a state of life. It is a state of the mind. It is not even an event in your life. It is your response to an event, right? Suffering is your response to an event. In a particular situation, whether you suffer or not depends entirely on your reaction to that situation. When do you really undergo suffering? Maybe when you fall ill, or when your neighbor gets a new car, or when your loved one leaves you, or when your boss fires you, or you lose some wealth. Suppose you decided to accept these situations without any anger or resentment, just as they are, objectively. Okay, my boss fired me. All right. Boss fired me. That's it. Objectively looking at stuff is, how do I say? It could be a liberating cognition, can also be the word. Why is the fan up there? If I were to ask you this question, why is the fan up there? What will be your answer? You can put up your responses in the chat box. Why do you think the fan is up there? I'm sure we all have interesting answers. Please put them up. Type your responses in the chat box. Ma Kalyana Sundari, Elizabeth, the Anthony brothers. Okay, Eugene says, so that the wind can cover the entire room. Any other answers? Ma Kalyana Sundari? I see John is typing. To keep safe. More air circulation will cool down the temperature. Okay, all of that is one way of answering the question in terms of having a liberating cognition and a binding cognition. This is the understanding that we are trying to arrive at. When I say the fan is up there so that the wind spreads all over, is a binding cognition. When I answer the question, the fan is up there because the fan is up there, that is a liberating cognition. You getting my point? The boss fired me because he hates me is a subjective analysis of that situation, which makes you suffer. The boss fired me because he fired me is an objective way of looking at it. Would you still suffer as much? No. After all, there is nothing inherently painful about your neighbor getting a new car. He got a new car, he got a new car. It is an event that happened in his life, that's all. The problem is that you carry so much history with the neighbor, so much of jealousy because of that, and therefore you feel the suffering. The total acceptance. Yes. Accepting the situation without any resentment and anger. When you start doing this, you will see that you will not suffer. The whole thing has been woven by your mind. If you take a look at it with a little intelligence, you can simply drop it. Similarly, when your boss yells at you, you feel pain. The pain would have been either because he reprimanded you in front of everybody, or because you feel bad for having fallen short of his expectation at work, or because you feel you didn't deserve the firing. Sit by yourself and think honestly about what the reason is. Once you find out the exact cause of the pain, you can attend to it and get relieved from the root cause itself. When the guy on the road called me an idiot, if I am suffering because of that statement, I need to look in and see why I'm feeling powerless. Why am I suffering? And I have to come to the root cause of my own belief about myself that I'm an idiot. And I have to complete with that, get relieved from the root cause itself. If it is due to him scolding you in front of everybody, then the pain is actually a hurt to your ego, right? Ask yourself, what is there if everybody was watching? Why have I invested so much in what others think of me? Why am I so silly? Why can't I have my own meter to measure myself and not depend on others for it? Ask yourself these questions and try to take back your investment in others' opinions of you. You will see that one instance of pain might liberate you from a huge block that you had in your life. Like this, sit and analyze the root cause and see where you are stuck. For every pain, you are the problem. Your boss or your neighbor or your loved one or your wealth is not the reason. Situations will happen. Incidents will happen. You don't need to suffer. When the suffering is taking shape, look in and ask yourself these questions. Why am I suffering? What is the hurt that I'm feeling inside? Let me address that root cause. Once you address the root cause, you will walk out of suffering. No one outside can be the reason for your pain, because your pain itself is only your response to an external event based on your own investments. Depending on where you have invested your ego, you will suffer. If you work towards dissolving all those investments, you are intelligent. See how pain and your suffering can become your own stepping stones? Rather than getting pulled down, bogged down, losing your health, losing your mental peace, losing your intelligence, losing your clarity, losing your inspiration for life, your enthusiasm to move on, try to accept, to welcome the inevitability of the moment without reaction. It is only your negative response to an experience that allows it to hurt you. Remember, no one, nothing can make you suffer without your silent permission. Make a habit of just witnessing experiences minus your personal judgment. Learn to recognize with clarity the causes of your suffering, both the obvious and the subtle. An important thing that you should know, one of the most deeply hidden reasons for suffering is that you could actually be enjoying it silently within you. For example, falling ill can become a source of pleasure if it fetches you the attention and care that you have been craving for. Look deeply at why it sometimes gives you pleasure to inflict pain on yourself or on others. With this statement, I get reminded when I was in school, I would always wish that, I have a fall and have a fracture, because I wanted to sport that cast. And then all my friends will come to the hospital, they'll come home and visit me, and they'll put their signatures on that cast. I really wanted that to happen to me when I was a kid. That is the way it fetches attention and the love and care that I was craving for at that point in time. Is there a better channel through which you can receive the same pleasure without the suffering, without doing all this drama? Let's see. Become aware. This is the first step. Just as when a seed must first rupture before it can grow and blossom, pain and suffering can break down the defenses of your ego, leaving you open and vulnerable to existence. Becoming aware is the first step. Understand like how a huge banyan tree sprouts from a very tiny seed. It's barely even visible to the eye. If you have seen a banyan seed, you will understand. It has to go, the seed must rupture before it becomes that huge tree. Similarly, pain and suffering can break down the defenses of your ego, leaving you open and vulnerable to existence. In the Mahabharata, there is a beautiful quote by Kunti, who's the mother of the Pandavas. She says, "O Krishna, let pain and suffering come from all sides in my life. They will constantly remind me about you, my Lord." She says to Krishna. Kunti is asking the Lord to bless her with pain and suffering so that she may constantly remember him for relief. In modern days, we need not go to this extent, but we can understand the potential of suffering in the context of our own liberation. Suffering has a tremendous potential to integrate and transform us. If you learn your lesson well, suffering can open your eyes to the unreality of the suffering. It can teach you how unnecessary it is to suffer at all. And that is what I call necessary suffering. Once you learn your lesson through necessary suffering, when you go through your necessary suffering, which is needed for you to reach to the conclusion that actually I don't need to suffer, you will handle suffering in a much more mature and beautiful way. In our lives, we are continuously eaten by pain and suffering. If you have heard of the concept of pralaya, you can understand. Pralaya is the total destruction of the earth as recorded in the Hindu mythology. The real pralaya or destruction that happens in our life is pain. Life itself starts with pain, the pain of the birth, the excruciating pain that you have to undergo at the time of taking birth. Imagine on one side, the mother is going through the labor pains. On the other side, the baby itself who's being born, you have to come out through that very small passage to be born. Imagine such a big body, 3 kg, 3.5, sometimes 4 kg, coming out of such a small passage. Because of this excruciating pain, you actually enter into a coma-like state before you come out. According to energy science, according to the mystics, before entering into the world, you are pure consciousness. And you also know the reason why you are taking birth. But you enter into a coma and come out, which is why you forget the past lives, the past births. Life starts with excruciating pain and ends too at the time of death with excruciating pain. It's almost like a bridge between pain and pain. If you see the Golden Gate Bridge in the United States of America, just like the Golden Gate Bridge connects two places, life seems to connect pain and to pain. This body of yours can teach you a lot of things. If you can work on this body, it can teach you a lot of things. If you can establish a rapport with your body and observe it carefully, you will see that your body is the closest to God that you can get. It is such a natural thing given to you as a gift. Swamiji says, your body is the temple that is hosting your consciousness. Treat it with its due respect. It can teach you how not to fight existence and how to flow with it. Every moment, the body is trying to flow like existence. There is one thing that you need to understand. When the Kali Yuga took birth, the fourth quarter of time, as per mythology, it was deemed as the age of darkness. All the sages and rishis were praying to the Lord. Oh Lord, now the Kali Yuga has entered. The enlightened masters will not be available to the society. Living masters will not be available to the society. Only very few will be here. Then how can the society maintain the equilibrium? How can we save the society? How can humanity be saved? Only with the living master's grace can people learn and live blissfully. Only with their guidance can people learn spirituality and live a real life. Now that Kali has entered, how can people be saved? Who will teach them? Who is the master? The rishis are asking the Lord. Then the Lord says, don't worry, I will teach the whole world continuously in the form of pain. Whenever pain happens in you, either physical or psychological or emotional, any kind of pain, if you look at it, if you work on it, if you approach it with love and the mood to work on it, you will see that pain is the greatest teacher. It will teach you and transform your life. Have you ever wondered how we can look at pain with such a loving and a learning mood? If you can internalize this one statement, then you have found the solution to all your problems. You can try it as an experiment to start with. The next time you experience pain, remember the statement and put it into action. You will see that it simply transforms your whole outlook. A small story. There was a big marriage ceremony between two lions. Suddenly, in the center of the stage, a rat came up and started dancing. After a few minutes, somebody interfered and said, hey, this is a marriage of lions. How dare you come up here and dance? The rat raised his head and said, hey, before marriage, I also was a lion. Right? If you learn one lesson, if you can learn from one pain, you can learn all the lessons. Anyhow, whenever pain happens, you will see that pain teaches you. If you don't learn the lesson, if you are insensitive, then you will continue to live in the same pain till you learn your lessons. Because pain is the teacher in Kali Yuga. So you better learn your lessons fast. Teach children also to look at their pain objectively and deeply. Don't teach them to suppress their pain. Teach them to handle it and look into it. One more thing, never beat your children. They are forms of God living with you. They chose you for their journey. They trusted you to be their guardians. Bhagavan says, I chose my parents. When I died in my last birth, I was totally in a meditative mood. So I had the conscious choice and I chose my parents carefully as people who would help me to reach my enlightenment in this lifetime. I chose people who would not disturb me in my growth or progress, who would let me walk my path undisturbed. I reiterate, kids are through you, they are not of you. In the same way, every child chooses you and trusts that you will be their guardian, so never beat them. Beating is not a way to teach. Keep them like flowers. Don't suppress them or disturb them. Teach them more through your life instead of giving them regulations. Children will always look up to their parents. They will learn from how they live their life rather than what the parents tell them to be doing. So what you want to see in your child, you walk that path. You should live and show them how to live. They should just pick up the rules from your very body language. Your way of living should be an example for them to follow most naturally, and that is the right way of parenting. By showing them compassion and love, a lot can be healed in them at a young age itself. So we'll now be entering into the etheric body meditation. For that, some guidelines. You are bliss by nature. Every time you breathe in, you are taking in the prana from existence. Prana is the life energy that air brings into your system when we breathe. It runs your very life and is the causative factor of you being alive. Air is only a medium that brings in the prana. We need prana, not air, for survival. Life energy as such is pure bliss. So in this meditation, we will visualize that we are breathing in bliss every time we inhale. You should understand a big difference between visualization and imagination. This is very important for all of you because visualization is a very powerful tool. So learn and understand visualization is not the same as imagination. Imagination is daydreaming. Your mind creates situations that can have no existence in reality. For example, you're sitting in the office physically, but your mind is in Hawaii, imagining that you're enjoying yourself on the beach. That is imagination. Body is in the office, but mind is somewhere else, just fantasizing. Imagination clearly means that you are not completely in the present. You are out of touch with reality. Visualization, on the other hand, is seeing that which exists in reality, but you find it difficult to realize practically through your physical body. Okay? It is a reality that exists, but you are not seeing it practically with your physical body. That is visualization. Visualizing yourself, actualizing your potential is an example. Understand, your potential is a reality. You may have started with doing 5 Surya Namaskars for today, but your potential is that you can do 108 Surya Namaskars in one day. That is a reality, which is a possibility that exists for you, but you're not seeing it as it exists and in this moment through your physical body. Because of your own conditioning, which your mind is coming up every time and saying, oh no, I'm so old. How can I do 108 Surya Namaskars? I have such terrible backache. How can I do 108 Surya Namaskars? So that is your conditioning and you find it difficult to actualize your entire potential. But as a step towards actualizing it, you can very well visualize that you are actualizing it, and that is visualization. It is a possibility. It is a reality. So start visualizing it. As of now, you have not experienced bliss as your very nature, but bliss is your true nature. There are people, enlightened masters, who over ages have declared that you are bliss. To experience this truth, this reality of existence, you can take the help of visualization, which is a very powerful tool that we underestimate. As of now, because we don't realize the truth of our very nature, we are unconsciously contributing to the collective negativity by breathing out our negative emotions and suffering into the world. Now, we're going to break this negative cycle and reverse it. All right? Are you all ready for the meditation? Please get your eye bands, put them on. Yes, Red Cho is ready with her eye band. Good. Close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly. Bring awareness to your breath. Bring awareness to your breathing. Then breathe out with full awareness. Become aware of your ingoing breath and the exhalation. When you breathe in, visualize clearly that you're inhaling all the suffering from the world. Breathe in all the suffering of the world. Because your very nature is bliss, visualize that the fountain of bliss spontaneously happening inside you is transforming the entire suffering into bliss. Visualize the bliss energy spreading to every part of your body, penetrating every pore, every cell of your body. You're breathing in all the suffering of the world and converting that, transforming that suffering into bliss. You are that fountain of bliss. Visualize the bliss energy spreading to every part of your body, penetrating every pore, every cell. When you breathe out, visualize the bliss energy from inside you, just radiating out to the world. Let us not radiate any negativity. There's already enough. Very deeply, visualize that you're breathing in darkness and breathing out golden light. You are taking darkness in and breathing gold out. Breathe in darkness, breathe out the golden light. Visualize not only your pain, but the whole world's pain and suffering in the color black, and take it in. You're taking the pain of the whole world, the suffering of the whole world in the color black. Now, continue to immediately start breathing out. When you breathe out, feel that you are breathing out golden light, the bliss, the joy, the ecstasy. Put your whole consciousness and awareness into this visualization. Breathe in all the pain and suffering. Visualize it as a black light. When you breathe out the bliss, ecstasy, and joy as the golden light. Please relax. Om Nithyanandam. Very slowly open your eyes. Please open your eyes. Yes, with this we will now enter into the next session. I'll have to conclude for now with the Purna mantra. Please put your hands together. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tatsat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyanandam. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Nithyanandama.
I think it will be good.
Nithyananda, everyone. Yes, let us begin with the Sadguru Vandanam. Please, if you can head neck and spine in a straight line as we chant the Sadguru Vandanam. Om Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyādhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatītam Triguణarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Let's enter into the session. So we've been learning about the 7 energy bodies of our being, which are the physical, pranic, etheric, mental, causal, cosmic, and nirvanic bodies. In this segment, we will be learning about the causal body or the causal layer. Requesting all the participants to turn on your cameras and provide your complete listening, because the facts, the truths, the sacred truths that are going to be shared in this segment will directly affect your entire system, which will lead you towards your transformation. So kindly turn on your cameras and provide your listening. Requesting all the participants to turn on your cameras. All of you to kindly bear with us. We are facing a slight technical glitch here. We're trying to fix it. Please give us a few minutes. We're trying to fix the technical glitch. Yes, thank you. Yes, let's enter into the session. So we will be learning about the causal body in this segment. The causal body is associated with the deep pain that happens at the time of death that results in coma. The causal body is experienced in deep sleep, in deep darkness. Darkness is a beautiful energy we have been associated with right from our birth, right from when we were in our mother's womb. Darkness is the rejuvenating energy. We originate from the darkness of our mother's womb, and we also get rejuvenated every day in darkness when we fall into deep sleep, and ultimately we disappear into darkness at the time of death. Darkness is energy. In the Vedic tradition, Mother Kali is represented as dark energy. Kali in Sanskrit means darkness. Each and every one of us, by our own nature, has a layer of darkness around us. This body is called the causal body. We should understand what happens exactly when we fall into deep sleep. Whenever your body needs rest, automatically the mind is pulled down and inserted into the causal body. It is like a battery. When it is discharged, that battery is taken out and inserted into the recharger. There is also a particular time for recharging. In the same way, after your excitement for the day, the mind will be automatically pulled because it needs some rest. It will be inserted into the causal body. In the causal body, you are in darkness, but you don't want to rest in darkness. So what do? You continuously jump around in your mind when you fight with darkness, when you don't want to rest in darkness until you get recharged. For that recharging period of half an hour or 1 hour, you create side effects which are called depression and worry. Actually, depression is a natural phenomenon which is supposed to happen, which gives you the rest that you need. Nature gives you rest for you to get back your energy. If you can go deeply into depression, you can go deeply into excitement also. Please understand, a person who can't get depressed can never get excited. If you know how to travel with the low mood, with the low current, then you will know how to fly with the high mood also. If you don't know how to travel with the low current, you will never be able to go to the peak of the high mood also. Darkness is the causal body. It is the place where you actually get rejuvenated. It is a layer from which you actually receive energy. When you sleep, you feel so totally refreshed because you are actually inserted into the causal body, into the darkness. Two things happen when you cooperate with the darkness. One is you don't resist depression if it happens. Also, you will not create depression at all. Be very clear. Depression can never depress you if you simply depress the depression. As long as you resist it, it is depression. When you allow it, it is rest. It is deep rest. It is actually the time when you are with yourself. The problem is that you don't want to be with yourself, but you are being pulled into it. Then you fight with it. Then you name it depression, worry, suffering, and everything. You must have seen in your life times when you are in the office and suddenly you get a call to go home immediately. You simply obey the order, right? You don't have any problem in doing that. In the same way, you just need to know how to travel with depression, with the darkness. You see, sometimes during a weekend, you go around and have a good time. When everything is over, you come back to your house. But when you get up the next day, your body and mind will have a hangover, is it not? You will feel like giving it rest. You won't want to move anywhere. You just feel like lying down. Your mind doesn't want to work. But what do? You forcibly start moving around and creating further activity for yourself. You have a very deep hatred towards laziness. If you actually stop hating laziness, it will actually disappear from your system. Let's look at a small story. Once, a man went to his friend's house. His friend was very cunning and a diplomatic person. Diplomacy and cunningness go hand in hand. You can always see that the people who are innocent will never be diplomatic. They will not know what is diplomacy. But the cunning persons will know diplomacy very well. The friend somehow wanted to drive away this man. He suddenly called his wife and said, "Bring some coffee for him." The wife shouted, "There is no sugar, no milk, there is nothing in the house." The man got up and gave his wife a kick, saying, "Fool, you do not know how to treat a guest. You don't have anything to offer my friend. Is this the way to take care of him? Is this the way to treat a guest?" He started shouting and screaming. Now the wife started weeping and wailing. The guest who was watching the whole thing said, "Sorry, because of me all this is happening. Don't worry. It is time for me to go to another function. Let me go." So he got up and walked away. When the man left, the host smiled and said proudly to the wife, "Look how I played the right drama and sent him out." The wife retorted, "No, it was me who played it up and sent him out." Then the host replied, "I acted as if I bet you, and he ran away." She said, "I acted so well as if I was crying and he ran away." At that point, the man walked in saying, "I acted as if I had gone, but I have come back." Whenever you don't take care of the guest properly, he might just suddenly disappear from your house. In the same way, when laziness comes as a guest, do not pamper it too much and don't even resist it. Just don't bother about it. Don't hold on to the idea that you are lazy. As I said earlier, your body is like a rechargeable battery. It is like a battery getting discharged. It will simply be removed and put inside the charger for recharging. But the battery is not ready to wait until it gets fully recharged. It wants to, again, jump and play inside the toy. Understand? When you don't allow the recharging to happen, when you resist the recharging process, you create depression. If you do not resist and allow the process to happen for a few moments, then depression will drop you. You will see that once the batteries are recharged, they will simply be bubbling. You will have the total energy to experience the ultimate excitement. The time for recharging differs for every person, but once you know the knack of how to cooperate with the charging process, then the time will reduce and the quality will also improve. So it is the knack of cooperating, the method to cooperate with the darkness that you need to learn. You see, this is the darkness, the ultimate darkness. If you allow yourself to be recharged for a few minutes, you will come out of depression. If you allow yourself to be recharged, if you cooperate with this darkness, you will come out of sleep also. If you work totally on darkness, you can come out of death itself, because all these three are the expressions of the same thing, that is darkness. So understand that depression, deep sleep, and death are all the outcome of the same darkness layer. If you know how to work with the darkness in your ordinary life, the depression will disappear. Also, the third thing, that is the fear of death. It will completely disappear from your system. When this happens, you will not fall into coma before you die. You will die consciously. As of now, 99% of us die only by falling into a coma. This is the worst kind of death you can have, falling into coma and dying. Don't think that coma means no pain. The whole death process will start with pain. You will have pain. From the outside, you will not feel the pain, but inside, it will be excruciating. When the pain becomes too much, you will have a built-in mechanism of a painkiller. To make you forget the pain, the coma is the built-in painkiller system. Whenever your body needs rest, but your mind is continuing in an excited and restless mood, your body cannot rest. Unless the mind itself is pulled inside the causal layer, the darkness layer, your body cannot rest. Unless your mind is black, your body will not become black. You will not allow your body to be black. So your whole body and mind will be pulled and inserted into the black hole. If you resist that moment and think, oh, I have depression, you create depression by thinking you have depression. If you don't resist that moment, you will simply go inside and come out with a fully regenerated feeling. So it will be more like a complete rest rather than depression. The causal layer is also called the Karana Sharira in Sanskrit. It is the layer where we are stuck in when we want to do something, but we end up saying, I know it is right, but I'm struggling. I know, but if you are caught in this, you are dead and over. You will neither achieve this nor that. Nothing can be done by you. You will be stuck with this one idea for many births. This is what we call Karana Sharira, giving reasons. If you feel, I know what you are talking is right, but I'm not able to do it, it means that you are caught in the Karana Sharira. You will never be able to get out of this layer unless you take a strong step and put your foot down to the whole nonsense. If you are caught in this layer, be very clear. Nobody can save you. Nobody can save you. Do not be caught in the causal layer. This is what I call evil. When you are caught in the causal layer, you are like different fragments living inside one body. You are fragmented. Anything fragmented is hell. Only something that is integrated is effective. You are either integrated or just schizophrenic. In my own life, I can say how integrated devotion was responsible for everything that happened. Integrated devotion is the real devotion. Schizophrenic devotion is not devotion at all. If you say, I know it is right, but I'm not able to get there, the whole thing is over. So let us look at what is integrated devotion. Let us learn from Swamiji's own experiences, the experiences that had in his life. In his own words, the reason for my first deep spiritual experience is that I never had that schizophrenic attitude in my inner space. One of my great inspirations was Annamalai Swamigal. I was so inspired and impressed by all the masters and mystics I was associated within my young age. Also, the inner space was so pure at that young age, and there were no other heroes in my space except these masters. The masters were my heroes, and in every step I used to think, how would they behave? Let me behave like that. What and how will they do? Let me do like that. I used to go for a circumambulation of the sacred Arunachala hill very often. The circumambulation is totally 16 kilometers. I used to go late at night. When I had a little fear, I used to ask myself, how will Annamalai Swamigal behave? He won't bother about fear. Then let me also be like that, and I would continue the circumambulation without fear. Now let me tell you about one incident. One day, maybe around the time when I had my first experience, it was raining heavily. I was doing the circumambulation. There was heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. Immediately I thought, how will Annamalai Swamigal behave? He won't bother about it. He would just continue to walk. Let me also do it the same way. And I continued to walk. As I walked on, I was passing through the common crematorium where people were cremated in that place. In India, both cremation and burial are done in the same place. I was walking in that place because when you go round the hill, the path goes through that crematorium also. It is the town's cremation ground. Suddenly, I saw a dog biting something and eating. When I went near, the dog started barking at me. At first, when fear arose, I thought, how will Annamalai Swami behave? He won't bother. Let me just move on then. I started moving. Anyhow, when I started moving, the dog got scared and ran away. When I went nearer, I saw what the dog was biting was a dead body, which was not completely buried and had come out in the rain and lying on the road. Just imagine a 12 or 13-year-old boy at midnight seeing a dead body without its head, because the head was in the dog's mouth. The moment the fear started, it did not even reach my being completely. Even before that, even before the fear stroke could happen completely, the awareness was so intense, and I thought, how would Annamalai Swami respond now? He would just walk around and go. So let me just walk around and go. And I went, that's all. I just took a detour and walked on. I did not even turn back and see. I just walked. The fear stroke did not even touch my whole body. The fear stroke, which was like a pebble, which was about to start, did not even open up. It did not even reach my body. The heat or the shivering or the shaking was not even there in the body. It had just died. Just the decision. If Annamalai Swamigal does, I will do. And I did the whole thing. When any thought came up from inside, I would think, how would Annamalai Swamigal respond to this thought? How would he respond? If I get the response, he will not have this thought, I would just say to myself, then forget about it. It is not mine. Over. So the person who inspires you or impresses you becomes the hero of your inner space, especially if you are still young. These great masters impressed me so much. In every situation, internally, I would calculate how would these great masters have behaved, and whatever came to my mind, I would do the same. For example, if there were some sweets, my brothers would jump. Hey, I want this much as my share. I would simply think, how would Annamalai Swamigal react in such a situation? He wouldn't bother. He would just give away such things. So I would also then just keep away from the whole thing. Clearly, the entire inner space was so deeply conscious and ready for the spiritual experience. That is why just a small push, a small inspiration from Annamalai Swamigal was able to put me into the first spiritual experience. This is what I call living enlightenment. So what is living enlightenment? When you live the master's body language, you live enlightenment. Whenever any thought comes into my body or into my inner space, the first thing I would think would be, how would he behave? It could be anything related to clothes or food or anything. If I feel a little lazy to meditate or to walk, I would think, how would Annamalai Swamigal be in this situation? How would he handle this situation? Naturally, he would not bother about the laziness. He would just get up and meditate. That's all. So I used to do just that. He became the scale for everything. All the great masters became the scale for me for everything that I did from morning till night. They became my life center. One day I asked Annamalai Swamigal about a dream that I had, and I also asked him what he saw in his dreams. He replied, I don't have dreams. I was shocked. I asked him, you don't have dreams at all. Then how can I have dreams? That night, I clearly remember that when I was having a dream, I said to myself in my dream, I cannot have dreams because Annamalai Swamigal does not have dreams. You will be surprised. The dream just disappeared. The inner space was so thorough, so innocent, and so direct that it just happened. Even when I felt cold or very warm, I would ask myself, how would Annamalai Swamigal feel in such a situation? He won't bother. Then I too wouldn't bother. There were no further questions or arguments inside. In your life also, to get out of the Karana Sharira, this is the most direct and powerful technique. In any situation, think, how will the master respond? How will the master face this situation? You will see that a new door opens out of nowhere. This is what I call living enlightenment. You don't need anything else. This one thing is enough. If you are sitting, if thoughts come up, think to yourself, if master was sitting here, what would be coming up? Naturally, silence. Then why am I thinking? Silence. Over. Nothing else is needed. If your mind steps in and says, no, I know it's true, I know it, but it is too much, then think, if master's mind says this, how would he respond to it? He would have just finished the mind off at that moment. That's all, nothing else. Take this one message with you and let this message become the very life in you, the message of living enlightenment. Actually, this is what I call relationship with master as well. Relationship with the master is not just doing some puja or offering some flowers to him or worshipping him once in a while. Feeling connected to master means just living him. When you live the master, you feel connected to him. Only then you are expanding also. Only then something is happening to you. Otherwise, you are just a schizophrenic person. You will have 10 different faces. Sometimes you will behave nicely. Sometimes you will behave rudely. Sometimes you will be with lust. And sometimes you will be in a worshipping mood. Just integrate yourself. No karana or reason should be told. Just allow the whole body and mind to imbibe the energy, spirit, and inspiration of the master. It should go so deep into your inner space that while dreams start coming in, you should say, would master have dreams? No, then relax. It should go that deep in you, into your inner space. And it is perfectly possible also. When this starts happening, many times you will see that you are aware within your dream itself. One person came to me and told me, Master, I had a dream that a ghost was trying to catch me. Within the dream, I remembered you and suddenly the ghost left. This means that even inside the dream, the faith that the master will save you has gone inside. When that can go inside, this can also go inside. It is not that in the dream a ghost will catch you. The dream itself is a ghost which will catch you. Carry this one message. How will the master behave in this particular situation? Any problem can be solved with this one thought. Anything in the internal world can be solved because Paramahamsa is a person who knows all the possible experiences one can undergo on planet Earth. Only such a person can be called Paramahamsa. If he is not aware of a particular experience, existence makes him go through that experience so that he becomes a Paramahamsa. So whatever you go through or went through or are yet to go through, I have gone through it already. Understand that. So there is no space that you can say, I have not gone through. Now, let us do the meditation to cleanse the causal layer. I will first read out the steps and then we can do the meditation. So first, we will enter into the layer of darkness. You will sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Please be seated comfortably while you do this meditation. It is always important to keep your posture straight and comfortable to have the best meditative experience. So focus on your posture and sit comfortably with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Now, I will just read out the instructions and then we can do the meditation. Throughout all the colors that are there in your mind, keep only darkness in your mind. You have to chant the Okara. Please understand, it is not Om or Hu, it is just Om. You will be producing this sound continuously. You will continually push the air out as much as possible. Do not bother about breathing in. Just keep pushing air out continuously by chanting this as deeply as possible. By pushing the air out, the body will breathe by itself. So all you need to do is produce the sound Om. That is the chant. Now, take a small breath in and chant. In the small gap that is there between the final exhalation and the next short inhalation, the body will take in air by itself. So put all the effort to just throw out the air with the Om sound. Throw out everything totally. Now, I will be guiding you through the meditation. You will be made to visualize a dark cave inside which you are sitting and meditating. Then you will be able to enter into the layer of darkness. So please sit with your eyes closed and tie your eye bands. Start chanting the Okara. Put your whole effort on only exhaling. Just exhale. Throw out all your prana. That is the life-giving energy, life, everything. Just throw them out. So we will be doing this. We will be chanting the Okara for the first 10 minutes. It is a guided meditation, so you will chant the Okara. Please sit comfortably with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. If you wish to close your eyes, you can close your eyes and chant the Okara. So I will be guiding you through the steps. So the first 10 minutes, you will be chanting the Okara. Let's begin. Om. You can stop. You can slowly stop. Please stop making the Om-Kara chant. Now, with all your effort, keep exhaling through the nose. You will only exhale through your nose. Do not intone any sound, just exhale. Do not make any sound while exhaling. Just continue to exhale. So when you continue to exhale, automatically the inhaling also happens. So please be as comfortable. Do it in a very comfortable manner. Do not exert yourselves. It is very important that you maintain your comfort level. Do not exert yourselves. So just exhale. Continue to exhale through your nose. Do not make any sounds. Just continue to exhale. Yes, you can relax. You can stop the exhalation and continue with normal breathing. Please relax and continue to breathe normally. Now we will be moving into the next step of the meditation. Visualize a deep and a big forest, wherein there is a deep and dark cave. You are sitting inside the cave. Visualize all the walls of the cave. Let me repeat. Visualize a deep and a big forest wherein there is a deep and dark cave. You are sitting inside the cave. Visualize all the walls of the cave. It is a cave within a single rock. The ceiling of the cave is also rock surface. There is just a deep darkness, soothing, relaxing, and joyful darkness, comfortable darkness. Totally comfortable and secure with the darkness, you are alone, sitting and meditating. the darkness. It is covered by layers of darkness over darkness. Darkness is totally drowned in darkness. There is just deep darkness, which is soothing, relaxing, and joyful darkness, which is comfortable. Visualize you are just in your mother's womb, the same comfortable darkness of your mother's womb. Feel the utter relaxation, the utter rest, with no responsibilities, only total, comfortable, peaceful darkness. You are sitting inside the dark cave and meditating on the darkness. Feel the cave. Visualize yourself inside the cave. Visualize that you are comfortably sitting and meditating on the deep darkness. You only know one word: darkness, darkness, darkness. Inside the cave, you are connected to the darkness of the universe, the darkness from which the universe was born, the darkness of your mother's womb from which you were born. You are just filled with that light darkness. There is no other thought except darkness. Become the darkness. Feel that the whole thing is just darkness. Your body has disappeared in the darkness. Penetrate into the deeper and deeper layers of darkness. Just become pitch black darkness, nothing else. The whole space is filled with thick darkness. The darkness is much more intense and dense than the earth itself. Just taste the experience of the deep and peaceful darkness. Yes, please relax. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You can all relax and open your eyes. Yes. Settle down. If you wish to keep your eyes closed, you can continue to keep your eyes closed and enjoy the experience. Please carry this darkness with you for the next half hour. The darkness of your mother's womb. The darkness that is deep comfort. Rest and relax in the darkness of no responsibility. Only freedom. Carry this darkness of rest and relaxation with you until the next session. Avoid speaking to anyone. Do not look more than 4 feet in front of you. Try to look down at the ground. Carry this peaceful darkness with you. Yes. So now let me share. So here there's a sharing from an NSP participant who attended this program, who after the program, he has shared his experience. So let me read out his experience. After the NSP, the feeling was just like as if you have been unchained, unfettered, and are flying. Looking back, I think it was not so much the content as being in his presence that transformed me. One experience of the NSP is the consciousness of sleep. During the darkness meditation, I was clearly able to be aware that I am floating on thoughts. And the next morning, Swami asked, "Do you now know that what you thought of as sleep is actually floating on thoughts?" The overall experience of the NSP is that it took me deeper into another dimension, one that I did not even suspect existed. So the name of the participant is Sri Nithyananda Spurana, who was a businessman from Mysore. So with that, we come to the conclusion of the segment. You can share your experiences, how you felt after the meditation, and during the meditation, you can share your experiences here. Yes, please go ahead and share your experiences, how you felt during the meditation. Okay, so Anthony is sharing. I feel much lighter and fresh. Yes, wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else would like to share? Okay, so Wet Shaw is sharing. I felt a little dizzy at first, but then gradually stabilized. I enjoyed the dark environment and felt very relaxed. Wonderful. So Kalyana Sundari is sharing. I had no thought for a while during the darkness meditation. I have entered into such a soothing space. Yes, wonderful experiences, wonderful sharing. Thank you all for your sharing. It makes it much more interesting for the other participants and also people who are watching live on various social media platforms. So thank you for sharing. So what I would recommend is to continue to sit with that darkness, the darkness that you experienced during the meditation. Continue to sit with the darkness for the next half an hour. So all of you just did a very powerful meditation. This meditation helps in cleansing the causal layer. It is also directly related to your spiritual growth. So how many of you are attending this program for the first time? So how has the journey been so far for all the people attending the program for the first time? Do you feel any changes? Are you experiencing any changes in your lives since day one? Has there been any changes, any miracles, any transformation experiences that you would like to share? You can go ahead and share in the chat. Alvaro Taurus is attending this program for the first time. Okay, wonderful. Welcome. What about the others? You have been here in this program earlier? Okay. So your posture is very, very important when you're attending the program. When you sit up straight, you are more aware and you have much more better experiences, and you also imbibe the truths in a much better way when you sit straight. Until unless you have a medical condition, you don't have to lie down, because these sessions are very, very powerful. Please understand, these sessions are very powerful. You don't have to remember all that is taught, because you will directly be imbibing the energy of Master's words. You would be directly imbibing it. So your posture is very, very important. So try to sit up as much as possible. You can have a backrest. Oh, okay. So here Alvaro Torres is sharing, I was doing meditation under lots of physical pain. I used my will persistence to continue doing meditation, and I felt released. Well, that's a wonderful experience. And he's also saying that he cannot sit. Okay, that's absolutely okay. If you're having some medical condition, it's absolutely fine. But after this program, you will see there is a lot of improvement in your physical health also. You will experience immense healing after the program and during the program as well. So Mavet Shaw is sharing, yes, the frequency of receiving energy is different from before, and I'm more able to calm down and meditate. Beautiful, Ma. That's a beautiful experience, and thank you for sharing. So all the people here in this Zoom room, you can request for healing blessings from the Master, from Swamiji, during darshan. I hope you're all enjoying the darshans. The most interesting part of the program is the live darshans that happens every day. Okay, so now we will conclude the session with the Purna Mantra. The next Acharya will be taking over. So let us sit up with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Keep your hands together in the Anjali Mudra. Let us offer our gratitude to the Master for imparting all the wonderful secrets and powerful truths, for helping us to imbibe these truths. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashivoham Padukarpanamastu Om Nithyanandam. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for participating. See you all soon. Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Nithyananda. Nithyananda, everyone. Am I audible to all of you? Are you able to hear me? Can I have a thumbs up? Yes, okay. Now, we are going to start with Sadguru Vandanam, and we are going to do the third eye power manifestation before we start our next Jnana session. Yes, so let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamotam Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Now, let's start with the third eye power manifestation. So please go ahead and post your powerful cognitions from Living Enlightenment book. Please go ahead and post your powerful cognitions from Living Enlightenment book. For those of you who do not have the soft copy, let me know. But you should save this soft copy because you'll be using after every session. Okay, soft copy you don't have. Okay, so I will post you the so Alvarado, I have posted the Living Enlightenment book link. For those of you who do not have this book link, please save it now. So Andre Anthony who said, not only the real love, there will be no domination or power play in relationship. Each person will be like a beautiful flower that has blossomed to radiate its unique fragrance. That's all. Ready? So it should be there in the YouTube, the darshan. I do not have a separate link, but most likely it is available in the YouTube. The book, the darshan link that you're asking. Yes, now please post your powerful cognitions from Living Enlightenment book. I'm muted. So you decided to spend your time here. Sincerely do it, and these powerful teachings, when they become experiential in you, your life will transform. Otherwise, just listening, you will learn only 25%. It has to become Nithyananda. Kalyani posted, you will never make mistakes if you are deeply aware at the time of making them. Wonderful. Anyone else? Okay, feel that you are breathing from the heart. Yes. Now please straight. Visualize Swamiji's form in your third eye. And start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Start chanting the Mahavakya and experience the space of oneness. With the space of oneness, manifest the power of the third eye. So I'm projecting the picture. Scan through your third eye and manifest the power of third eye.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ
Yes, now all of you, please go ahead and post whatever your third day revealed in the chat. Just whatever it is, you just post it in the chat. Eugene, Tejo, Tiana, Philo, Younglin. If you have not yet manifested, post that. Not yet manifested, but respond. Respond. Malata, and all of you, let's get back. Let's get back. Whatever is the case, please post it. If you have not yet manifested, post that. And if you are seeing something, please post that. But requesting response. Yes, now I'm projecting the picture. Not yet manifested, Younglin and Eugene as a golden background. Wonderful, wonderful, Eugene. Lisa, you have manifested as a black blue colors. By a small white boat on the beach ocean background. All right, so Eugene has manifested partially. Wonderful. So let's move on to our next Jnana session. You have learned today etheric body and causal body. Now we are going to learn about cosmic body. We'll be learning about cosmic body. We have learned today the etheric body and causal body. Now we are going to learn about the cosmic body. Cosmic body or layer. The cosmic layer is the sixth energy layer. This is the body of pleasure. You have been learning each layer what emotion that layer is associated with. So this cosmic layer is associated with body of pleasure. This is what perceived as heaven. The very energy from this layer expresses itself as pleasure. Whenever the energy emanates from this body, it expresses itself and you feel pleasure. You feel joy. It is a very deep layer. That's why you feel it very subtly. But this energy, when it comes out, has to cross the pain layer to come out. So you will always find that your pleasure will have a coating of pain. That's why when you are enjoying something, you will always feel, when will this enjoyment disappear? And because of this, you will not enjoy it fully also. This is why our joy and pleasure always seems contaminated. Our pleasure has to travel through the pain and the guilt layers. That's why it is contaminated, even though it is a bliss layer. In the gap lies the real joy. Actually, if you see, the moments of happiness or joy happen when the mind stops. This may happen for just a few moments, but the impressions and the relaxation from dropping of the mind will be tremendous. When I say the mind stops, I mean the mind gives a gap sometimes. For example, when you see nature, you will be capturing thousands of scenes continuously. But at one point in time, the mind will give a gap. It is this gap that becomes an unforgettable memory. Let me tell you an incident from my life. This was during my wandering days before enlightenment. I was walking from one city to another in India. On the way to a place called Omkareshwar, there is a thick jungle and a river flowing between the two hillocks that are completely made of marble stone. Between the two hillock, the sacred river Narmada flows. On a full moon night, I was just walking with a stick in my hand, rotating the stick, singing to myself. I was walking alongside the river. I was going down a small valley, and when I reached its end, I looked up and saw a big cliff in front of me. I saw on both sides two big hillocks shining in the full moon. Because it is white marble, it was simply shining in the moonlight. The river was so beautifully flowing with a mild murmur. Suddenly, I saw that both the hillocks were bridged. There was a physical connection between them in mid-air. I went a bit near and saw that whole thing was a honeycomb. The honeycomb was at least 400 feet long. When I saw that, in just one moment, my mind gave a gap. Even now, I can see that moment. It was so ecstatic. I can remember that moment as such indescribable joy. Both the hillocks were simply connected. And the moment I perceived that, the mind gave a gap. Whenever you disappear into the nature, this often happens. Touch the deep core of pain. Go through the to something new. Let me tell you another incident from my life. I was on the banks of the Narmada River in Omkareshwar again, the place where Shankara became enlightened. I had done many types of tapas, penance, and tried different types of meditation techniques. Actually, I literally killed myself with these meditation techniques. Finally, a very sudden and deep depression landed on me. I had a deep feeling of being cheated and thought to myself, for the sake of enlightenment, I had left my family. Whatever has to be done according to the Vedic scriptures, almost everything has been done. But still, it is not happening. Only days are passing. One day, suddenly, maybe in the evening, at around 4, I felt excruciating pain along with the deep depression. I felt that nothing more could be done, that there is no need to live anymore, because whatever has to be done is done. I thought that either I had to become enlightened or I had to die. I never spent any time with my life earning money or learning how to live. I don't even know how to live. Even now, I can't count. I can't count numbers too far. I never learned anything towards life. So I thought either I had to become enlightened or I had to die. I was convinced that the whole idea of enlightenment was just a concept. I thought it was never going to happen in my life. I felt that at least there is no possibility for it in my life. So I decided, let me commit suicide. It was such an excruciating pain that made me decide to commit suicide. I entered the Narmada River, a very powerful and aggressive river. Between the two hillocks, it runs, a very deep and powerful. It has big falls as well. I thought, let me commit suicide. It is not going to be any more than 2 or 3 minutes. I will be flooded away. I started walking. When the water started coming up to my hip, in a terrible fear, I just shut my eyes tightly and continued walking. I continued walking and walking. I could feel the water continuously rising. At one point, I felt my breath to be very painful. I was breathing the pain inside, the suffering inside. I was breathing the pain inside. So much of pain had gone inside, and at one moment, something hit me. Suddenly, something broke. When the breath came out, it came out as complete bliss. But I found that I was continuing to go inside the river. I was just moving. Since I had my eyes tightly closed, I don't even know how much distance I would have walked. When the breath came out with bliss, I felt completely rejuvenated, and it was as if the whole of life had entered me. I fell down and saw that I was on the other shore. I do not know what had happened. What I am telling you is the simple truth. I do not know what had happened in between, whether I walked through the river or I walked on the pebbles or rocks. I don't know. I thought that maybe the river is shallow in the part that I walked. But I heard from at least 50 people that it is not less than 200 feet. I don't even know swimming till date. When I fell on the ground, I saw that I was on the other shore. That's all. Suddenly, I could very clearly feel that Narmada was laughing at me. The river Narmada is considered a virgin girl. She has always been considered to be a virgin girl. I very clearly felt she was laughing at me. I wanted to share this experience just to tell you that when you touch the core of pain, you will see that bliss opens in you. How many of you relating with this beautiful sharing from Swamiji? Post your comments. To relate, Eldorado, very beautiful. So it seems so vividly. Yes, Swamiji narrated it so beautifully. The intense experience just before the end. Anyone else, please share what are you understanding so far? experience on Narmada River, yes, and the journey. So what is the basic understanding that you have? What is the Swamiji is trying to convey to us with this experience? His mystical experiences, yeah. So faith is your antidepressant. 90% of the people who live with faith in God live in a more joyful and happy way. They have much less depression than those who had no faith in God. Even if the concept of God cannot be proved by spiritual people, even if the faith in God is only a hypothesis, it helps you to live with tremendous joy and happiness. Even if it is a hypothesis, it is perfectly all right because it supports life and joyful living. It makes living on the planet Earth much satisfying. You drink because you wish to escape from yourself. Man pours to fill, women eat to fill. Men drink, women eat. Addiction to food is because you feel empty inside. Once you understand the purposelessness of what you do, you will lose these addictions. When you wake up in the morning, just laugh. If you cannot feel free to laugh in your own home, where else you can laugh? Laugh at how purposelessness everything is. Release yourself from nagging restlessness. There is no need to sell your inner space to have outer space. You can retain joy inside and still have the outer space to enjoy. Now let's enter into the meditation. You have even posture cognitions now. You can post your cognitions right now. So please understand that if you build at least one pillar based on our inner space, this pillar will shine in 4D at the time of death and help us leave the body beautifully. Wonderful. Our body constantly regenerates and replaces itself. Wonderful. Beautiful cognitions. I'm waiting and making sure you are posting. So these cognitions you will remember. You have to internalize. Otherwise, you just listen, you forget. Now we enter into the meditation. Please sit straight and listen to Swamiji own voice will be listening, and he will directly guide us in the video for the next step of meditation.
I give the whole hints. You take the whole hints. That's enough. Now, of course, I tell you not tomorrow evening I'll give. I will not give. I tell you, that doesn't make sense. It means don't take hints. Because if you go on taking the hints, you will be missing the subject. So think in your mind, tomorrow evening you will have the hints. Be comfortable. And tomorrow evening we'll take care of other things. I think actually I'll just print at least names of the 7 bodies, and I'll print and give it to you by tomorrow evening. Don't worry about it. So don't go on working on the hints. Otherwise you'll not be able to understand. I want every one of you to understand every step and come with me. You see, you understand? It's more like a holding the hands of the master and traveling. I wanted you to come with me. In ASP, if you miss one session also no problem. The next session you can come. Once the traffic open, one will be closed. No problem. You have the key. You can go to the house and try something and open the door. Here it's not like this, layer by layer. You need to go. If you miss one layer, next layer you will not be able to penetrate. That's why if you miss one meditation, the next layer, next meditation you will not be able to have the experience. I want you to come. And not only I want you to do the meditation, I want you to have the experience. You understand? Meditation should not be done like a devil dead ritual. Most of our cases, just because Swami says let me do, it should be like more like a affair. You see, it should be more like a bubbling, vibrant. To meet your friend, to meet your girlfriend or boyfriend, nobody needs to tell you. Only they will put hurdles, but you escape and run. But as far as the meditation is concerned, you need so many inspiration. Why? In that you find some taste. In this you have not found the taste. But really when the glimpse is given, and the experience is given, you will see, you will be jumping for the meditation. So I wanted this to become a solid experience. Many times when I say meditation is such an ecstatic thing, joyful thing, people say, oh no, Swami, you say all these things. People are not able to relate with me. They think that I am in some other world or I am from some other world. It's not truth. It can be experienced by anybody. That's what I say. Come totally with me. It will be a solid thing in your life. Not like a simple faith or belief. It will be more like a tangible seeing, vision. First we work on the physical body. We'll be having a technique. Of course, it's more or less like a Mahamantra, a little developed version. Don't compare the mind. Oh, it's same like Mahamantra, it's same like this, it's same like that. No. Because if you compare, you are done, when you did the ASP, you did only 30% or 40%. Now also you're doing the same mistake. If you compare, don't do that. Put the whole effort. 3 things we are going to do. One is balancing the body. Second thing is erasing the body. That means removing the body consciousness, the outer line of your body from your mind. Third thing, just merging the physical body back to energy. The physical body is more like matter. That will be merged, that will be put inside the energy. So the 3 things we are going to do. Balancing. Why we are supposed to balance? Unless you balance, your body will continue, your mind will continuously in the body. There is a beautiful word by Patanjali, Stiram Sukham Asanam, which is stira and comfortable is asanam. When the shoe fits, feet are forgotten. Am I right? When the bed fits, belly is forgotten. When the chain fits, neck is forgotten. When the ring fits, finger is forgotten. If the ring doesn't fit, you will continuously remembering the finger. If the chain is not fit, you will continuously remembering the neck. If the shoe is not fit, if shoe is either tight or loose, you will continuously remembering the leg. What is a scale whether it fits or not? If you have forgotten the leg, you can be sure that the shoes are fit. If you have forgotten the belly, you can be sure that belt is fit. If you have forgotten the neck, you can be sure the chain is fit. If you have forgotten the finger, you can be sure the ring is fit. When you forget the body, then only you can be sure your body is comfortable. Whenever your body is not comfortable, you can never forget comfortable. Purposely I told to remove the chair for the first session because I wanted you to get a little accustomed to sit on the ground, to get ready for the first session of forgetting the body. First, if you little bit balance and get ready, then you'll be able to forget the body, you'll be able to enter the second session. First thing, you need to balance your body to forget it. If the body is balanced, you will forget it. Only when your body is forgotten, you can think, you can understand you are healthy. You see, you forget your eyes if you don't have pain in the eyes. You forget your head if you don't have any headache. If you have headache, can you forget? That is why the spouses always give headache for us. So that you will not forget. You will not forget them. You just try to continuously catch them. And they just try to continuously catch you. Even the father, mother, everybody can see. You just try to catch their son so that he never forgets you. You see, if you give it to pain, if you trouble him, he will never forget you. If some part of your body troubles you, you will never forget that part. If you forget that part, then what it means? You are not troubled. Now, we are going to enter into the layer or the technique to forget the body. It means you are comfortable. You are comfortable. You are totally healthy. When you are healthy, you forget. When you forget, you are healthy. It always happens that way. Yeah, beautiful technique. Whenever you have a pain in some place throughout your body, if you just remove the word pain from the place, the pain will disappear. Actually, pain and the word pain are one and the same. I am explaining this in a very deep way, step by step in the case. Try to listen to this course. That does miracles. That does miracles. Not only according to my experience, according to many persons' experience. That does miracles. When you are comfortable, your body is forgotten. When you forget the body, it becomes comfortable automatically. So now we learn a small technique to balance it. To balance it. You see, think of this mala as the center of gravity line of your body. Center of gravity line means you understand? Center of gravity line of your body. If this line is straight, then it means this mala is in the restful position. If this line is like this, the mala is not now resting. If you take the hand, it will come back to the restful position. If the mala is this way, again it is not resting. If If I leave it, it will come back only this position. This is the position, this mala is totally resting and comfortable. Same way, your center of gravity line should fall in a straight line. Then, if your body, the center of gravity line of your body, if it falls in a straight line, you will be totally comfortable. You will be able to forget the body. Let me teach you how. Just sit with the right leg on your left thigh. If you are really feeling bad that you can't sit on the ground, then you sit on the chair. But try your best to sit on the ground. Do you understand? The first step. The next step, of course, once you finish, I'll come down and guide you individually also. On the thigh, legs should be seen. If your legs are really under your control, understand, if your legs are really under your control, you must be able to do the Padmasana without touching the leg. That's all. Then only your legs are under your control, otherwise it's somebody else's control. Understand? Without touching the leg, you can touch one of the I think each one is sitting in their own way. If you really feel bad, get a chair, no problem. At least in the chair you start balancing. Huh? You start balancing, because see the one thing, it is not that whole day you need to sit like this in your house, no. Once you know you balance your body, whole day you will be comfortable. Automatically you will sit only in the balanced posture. Whether you sit in a sofa, or you sit in your car, or you sit in your house, you will be continuously balancing your body, automatically. You see, your body has gotten its own inbuilt mechanism to balance itself till the age of 7. Once you have grown into this great society, it has contaminated you. It has just, you have forgotten the original balancing technique. Now I am just giving the original balancing technique to your body back. Once you learn it, it is not that you need to sit always like this. You don't even need to sit straight. Even if you sit in this way in ordinary days, your body will balance itself. Once it knows the technique, it's like when you start reading the cycle, you need to sit straight and hold properly and then pedal. Once you have mastered, the knack of balancing needs to be learned. That's why I tell you, it's just 5 minutes, actually only 5 minutes it is going to take. So, sit with the right leg on the left thigh. First thing you understand, for one moment, put your whole body in front side, let me finish, then you continue. Put your whole body in front side and feel the weight of the body. Naturally, you can feel the body is being pulled by the gravity, the gravitational force. Slowly, inch by inch. If you raise and make your body straight, at one point you will feel weightless. You see, when your body is like this, you will feel the weight, heaviness. Your body is being pulled by the ground. Step by step, very slowly. Then you will see the weight is becoming lesser and lesser because the center of gravity is becoming straight. At one point, you will feel totally weightless. You are totally weightless. That is the point, that is the line, that is the point in which the center of gravity line falls in a straight line. You understand the technique? Then again, do it from the back side. Push the body back side, feel the weight very slowly. Bring it back to the straight. Just be in a straight line. At one point, you will feel totally weightless, relaxed. You will see. This side when you do and this side when you do, both will be at one point only, automatically. You see, if you are a little fat person with a belly, you will see little, it will be like this. And if a person very thin, it will be like this. Actually, that's what. According to your weight, the center of gravity line changes. It will fall. At one point, people with a little big belly, even for them, even in this point, they will feel they are totally weightless. It's perfectly alright. Don't bother about whether you are sitting straight or bending. That you don't bother. Only one thing to be understood: your center of gravity line should be in one line. You need to feel the weightlessness. At which point you feel you don't have weight. At which point you feel your body is light. That is the point. Your center of gravity line falls in straight line. Any doubt? Nice. No, that should not go. It should be totally fixed. You see, the hip portion should be totally fixed. It should not be moved. That is totally fixed. Any doubt? Can you try?
So we should just go to one leg?
Yes, one leg on the. Now sit one. Now start balancing your body. Yes, close your eyes. Or even don't close your eyes, you can balance. If you don't close your eyes and balance, I can guide you. Anybody who is not properly doing, I can guide them. Do it very slowly. If you do it with so much speed, how will you understand? You need to observe. So this is the first thing you need to learn. Actually, you don't need to sit the same way in the house. But now the meditation you are going to do it in this posture. Once your body learns the language of comfort, it will teach your body the language of comfort, balancing itself. Once the body learns the language of comfort, whenever you sit, automatically you will sit only in this posture. If you observe me, you will observe. Always, wherever I sit, whenever I sit, you will see that my body is very straight. Only with the instruction I have to bend myself. But for you, whenever you sit, only is bent. Only by instruction, you will bring it up. So the taste of the comfort, if it is learned by the body, you will see the total attitude changes. The body's attitude will change, and it will make itself comfortable continuously wherever it goes. Now we will do the meditation. This is the meditation actually working on the body, making your body area into energy. Actually, as of now, you are solid matter. You are just solid matter, making you totally porous to the energy. Somebody was asking me the other day, Swami, how are you managing the cold? You are just comfortable with the same clothes, and in the evening also I come out from the house, go for a walk with the same way. Just I come out, then Achil will shouting, oh, Swami, you come out without sweater, without this, without chapel. Somebody was asking me, how are you managing the cold? You see, because you are a solid, egoistic being, you resist with the nature. Actually, in the skin area, where the cold touches you, where the cold air touches you, in this boundary, if you don't resist and just allow the cold air to pass through you, or the cold temperature to pass through you, you will never have any problem with the nature. I don't know how you live with the same dress only. I live in Himalayas, ice cold. With the same dress only, I walk in the Himalayas on the snows. Of course, no chapel. No chapel. This is the way you live in the Himalayas, in the snows. Of course, I'm not telling you to go and live in the snows. At least you can be comfortable with the small things in your house. You will not catch cold continuously, you will not have the cough. Continuously, you will not be falling sick. If you have the simple basic understandings, if you have the simple basic relationship with the nature, you will not fall sick continuously. At least that much you can manage. So, this balancing will help you. And moreover, becoming energy will make you porous to the nature. This is the technique to make you porous to the nature, porous to the energy. Let me teach you the technique. It's like a more, it's actually called the energy circle, the Shakti Mandala. They call it Shakti Mandala. Mandala word is not the, it cannot be translated as a circle. No other way I'm translating that word as a circle. Mandala means, you see the 3 lines? If you don't see, come on, you have the healing. Do you see these 3 lines? These 3 lines are only called mandalas. Mandala means layer by layer. The layer by layer is called energy mandala, the Shakti mandala. These 3 layers are only called as mandala. Of course, these are all Una mandala, this is Bhatma mandala. These are all the triangles, the Mukona mandalas. These are the, but this is the mandala which we are going to practice now. Actually, this, what is this, you know?
Can you call it sphere?
Okay, you can call it a sphere. But a sphere is a dead, sphere, round, circle, all these things are dead. Mandala means can be created only by the live energy, live beings. See, the great Rishi, Markandeya, he became enlightened and he gave enlightenment to his disciples. At the time of teaching, when he gave the energy experience to the disciples, they all were meant to sit in this angle, in this way. This is the way they are meant to sit, and the energy experience was given to them. That is the importance of all these things. This is the mandala which is created by the Markandeya Rishi. Markandeya is the Rishi for the Sri Chakra. Markandeya created this mandala. So there are so many mandalas on which you sit, and then the energy work, the energy process is done by the master. So now we are going to sit in this mandala. This is the mandala we are going to sit and do this meditation. Do this meditation. Okay. So I wanted you to sit in a circle and hold the hand. Let me teach you how to hold the hands. See, the right hand will be always giving. Left hand will be always receiving. Listen, please listen. Then you can sit. Right hand will be giving. Left hand will be receiving. The right hand, center finger and the thumb. They should hold the left hand like this. Yes. Like this. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, the same way. Please sit. I think all first a small circle of male, then circle of female, then the circle of male. When you balance your body, now let us do the next step. In your mind, you have the outline of your body, the body outline. Just visualize, imagine, consciously wipe the outline of your body. Consciously just wipe the boundary of your body as you wipe the board with eraser. Ordinarily, how you use the eraser and wipe the board. The same way, erase the boundaries of your body consciously. With full consciousness, just erase the boundaries of your body. From the head to toe, slowly, consciously erase the boundaries. Your palm in your mind will be more like a line diagram in the board. In a blackboard, a chalk line. Your palm will be just like that. Erase your boundary, erase your form with the duster, with the eraser.
Should we be putting hands?
No. Just erase the form. Consciously erase the outline of your body in your mind. Now hold the hands. Start humming as deeply as possible, as loudly as possible, as totally as possible. Think yourself as a hollow vessel and start humming. Think yourself as a hollow. Forget your body, forget your mind, just become a humming. As deeply as possible, as loudly as possible. Put your whole effort. If you cough, nothing wrong, let the cough come. Let the gases be released. When you have a slight numbing, nothing wrong.
Nithyananda everyone. Now let's move on to our third eye power manifestation. Consciousness over matter. Please bring in your objects. Please bring in your objects and post your powerful cognitions from Living Enlightenment book. We're going to do the power manifestation of consciousness over matter. Beautiful cognitions. Whenever your desires are changing, you will see the breathing pattern will also change. Wonderful. When I use the word state, I mean your inner space or your being should be mature enough to handle what you are entering. Wonderful. So now sit straight. Get your coconut and hold it in your palm. Get your coconut and hold it in your palm. If you do not have the coconut, bring your apple, orange, any fruit. Please bring in your objects and hold it on the right or left palm. Visualize Swamiji's palm in your third eye and start chanting the Mahavakya and experience the space of oneness. With that space of oneness, manifest the power of, you declare the object to with that space of oneness, manifest the power of consciousness over matter.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda.
Nithyananda memory. And so now go ahead and post whatever your power manifestation experience in the chat. Whatever your power manifestation experience in the chat. The fruit fell off from my palm. Wonderful. The fruit fell off from my palm. Wonderful, wonderful. And you see, all of you are new and manifesting. That's wonderful. Others also, please post. Post your power manifestation experience.
Dans la prochaine méditation, vous allez vous endormir.
We have a little more time to go to the next meditation.
Nous avons un peu de temps avant d'entrer dans la prochaine méditation.
And we cannot go to the dance.
Donc, vous devez danser un petit peu.
Let's see how many jump.
Allons voir.
You always start that you should not have done this, you should not have done that, you should not have done that. There is no such a state. It is just taught by the society and the people who are not who do not know what is right or wrong. It is seated. You understand? In the young age, whatever happens in your life, I say whatever, capital letter W, capital letter H, capital letter A, capital letter T. Whatever has happened in your life, in the young age, it is society's idea that this should not have happened, that should not have happened, this is wrong, that is wrong. Don't bother, nothing is wrong. Whatever has happened, it has happened, over. Now if you carry the guilt with you, you will carry the disease of that, hangover of that incidents. The hangover is the original problem, not the what has happened. You understand? What has happened is not a problem. That your idea, your hangover, that was wrong, it is wrong, that only is the real problem. So this should not have happened, this should have happened. Who is there to decide? Tell me. You know, there is a, I have seen a group of tribal who live so joyfully, so ecstatically in Madhya Pradesh. They have a habit. At the age of 14, just after the age of 14, all the girl child, female child, all the male child and female child will be allowed to live in one hut, which is got in the center of the village. They have a hut. All of them have to stay there. All of them have to live together. Only the between 14 and 21. After the 7 years, the person can choose the other. The other can choose the person. I saw in their whole village, not even a trace of guilt exists. The very idea of guilt does not exist there. In some religion, marrying 4 times is allowed. In some religion, marrying only once is allowed. In some religion, vegetarianism is a rule. In some religion, non-vegetarianism is a rule. So don't allow the society's rule to affect you. Let you not carry any wound because of elderly people or your family has told this should be done, that should be done. You see, whatever has happened, happened. Now in future, live as you want, live according to the rules. But don't carry the guilt. You understand? I'm not telling you in future also do what you want. That is different. Huh? In future, you are going to live only the right way. That is different. But if you carry the guilt, it's more like a cancer. Don't carry the guilt. You always start that you should not have done this, you should not have done that, you should not have done that. There is no such a scale. It is just taught by the society and the people who are not who do not know what is right or wrong. It is seated. You understand? In the young age, whatever happens in your life, I say whatever, capital letter W, capital letter H, capital letter A, capital letter T, whatever has happened in your life, in the young age, it is society's idea that this should not have happened, that should not have happened, this is wrong, that is wrong. Don't bother, nothing is wrong. Whatever has happened, it has happened, over. Now if you carry the guilt with you, you will carry the disease of that, hangover of the incidents. The hangover is the original problem, not what has happened. You understand? What has happened is not a problem. That your idea, your hangover, that was wrong, it is wrong, that only is the real problem. So this should not have happened, this should have happened. Who is there to decide? Tell me. You know, there's I have seen a group of tribal who live so joyfully, so ecstatically in Madhya Pradesh. They have a habit. At the age of 14, just after the age of 14, all the girl child, female child, all the male child and female child will be allowed to live in one hut, which is got in the center of the village. They have a hut. All of them have to stay there. All of them have to live together. Only the between 14 and 21. After the 7 years, the person can choose the other. The other can choose the person. I saw in their whole village, not even a trace of guilt exists. The very idea of guilt does not exist there. In some religion, marrying 4 times is allowed. In some religion, marrying only once is allowed. In some religion, vegetarianism is a rule. In some religion, non-vegetarianism is a rule. So don't allow the society's rule to affect you. Let you not carry any wound because of elderly people or your family has told this should be done, that should be done. You see, whatever has happened, happened. Now in future, live as you want, live according to the rules. But don't carry the guilt. You understand? I'm not telling you in future also do what you want. That is different. Huh? In future, you are going to live only the right way. That is different. But if you carry the guilt, it's more like a cancer. Don't carry the guilt. It is fresh.
Tout le monde est rafraîchi maintenant.
Fresh.
Vous êtes prêts?
No tired.
Vous n'êtes pas fatigué?
No sleep.
Maintenant, vous n'êtes pas
Nothing
sommeil?
tired.
Vous n'êtes pas fatigué?
No drowsiness.
Vous n'êtes pas endormi?
You feel like jump once more than it.
Vous voulez sauter encore plus?
All right.
Ça va.
Now everybody get. There are so many questions.
Vous avez tellement de questions.
I'm just seeing all the questions.
J'ai déjà vu toutes les questions.
All the important points I'll answer in the discourse itself.
Tous les points importants de ces questions vont être répondus dans
The
la
remaining
classe.
questions I'll sit and answer.
Les autres questions, je vais les répondre.
There's one question I can answer.
Il y a une question que je peux répondre.
Do you really need to have one spiritual guru? Is it possible to have many or to still have a gift to receive darshan of the other guru?
Est-ce que c'est important d'avoir un seul gourou? Est-ce qu'on peut avoir deux gourous? Et est-ce qu'on peut recevoir l'argent de notre gourou?
You can have any number of gurus, nothing wrong.
Vous pouvez avoir tous les gourous que vous voulez, il n'y a rien de mal à ça.
Every guru will add more and more knowledge to you.
Chaque gourou va juste ajouter davantage de connaissances.
Do not be fanatic.
Ne soyez pas des fanatiques.
Try to learn best things from everywhere.
Essayez d'apprendre le meilleur de tous.
Make your life more blissful, more joyful by learning from everywhere.
Faites votre vie plus de la félicité, plus agréable en apprenant de partout.
Pluck flowers from all garden
Prenez des fleurs de tous les jardins
and make a beautiful bouquet for you.
et faites un beau bouquet pour vous.
So you don't have to refuse
Donc vous n'avez pas besoin de refuser
or resist
ou résister,
going to any other master.
de rencontrer d'autres maîtres.
All enlightened beings are same energy,
Tous les maîtres illuminés sont la même énergie.
just different expressions.
C'est juste l'expression qui est différente.
That's all.
C'est tout.
May I know who put this question?
Et la personne qui a posé cette question,
Yes. Do exist different states of samadhi and illumination?
est-ce qu'il existe différents états de samadhi et d'illumination?
Samadhi and illumination are one and the same.
Le samadhi et l'illumination, c'est la même chose.
There are two things you need to understand.
Il y a deux choses que vous devez comprendre.
After enlightenment,
Après l'illumination,
the expression only differs,
l'expression seulement est différente.
but experience is one and the same.
Et l'expérience est la même.
There are some yoga books say different kinds of samadhi.
Il y a différents livres de yoga qui vous enseignent différents types de samadhi.
But ultimately,
Mais finalement,
enlightenment is one and the same.
l'illumination, c'est la même chose.
Whether it's Buddha's enlightenment, or Jesus' enlightenment, or Krishna's enlightenment, or Ramakrishna's enlightenment, all one and the same.
Que ce soit l'illumination de Bouddha, de Jésus, de Ramakrishna, ils sont tous les mêmes.
So it's only different expressions.
C'est juste l'expression qui est différente.
I wonder to know what happened to our soul after our life.
Je voulais savoir ce qui se passe avec notre âme après la
Should
vie.
we come back to another life?
Est-ce qu'on revient dans une autre vie,
Human.
une vie humaine?
First thing,
D'abord,
how you live, based on that you take the next path.
comment vous vivez, c'est ça qui va vous aider à faire le prochain pas.
Throughout the life, if you live only on eating,
Si vous passez votre vie à seulement manger,
next Jama will be pig Jama.
la prochaine vie, vous serez un cochon.
If you spend your whole life sleeping,
Si vous passez toute votre vie à dormir,
in laziness,
de la paresse,
next birth will be buffalo.
la prochaine vie, vous serez un buffalo.
It is based on the way in which you spend this life.
C'est basé sur la manière dont vous allez vivre cette vie.
Your next birth is decided.
Votre prochaine vie est déjà dessinée.
If you live this life happily, blissfully, meditating,
Si vous passez cette vie heureux, dans la félicité et en méditant,
you will not even need one more birth.
peut-être que vous n'aurez pas besoin d'une autre naissance.
If you learn the science of how to be happy without the use of body and mind,
Si vous pouvez utiliser la science d'être heureux sans utiliser le corps et l'esprit,
if you learn how to be blissful without using the body and mind,
si vous apprenez à être dans la félicité sans utiliser le corps et l'esprit,
if your joy is independent of body and
si
mind,
votre joie est indépendante du corps et de l'esprit,
you don't need one more body.
vous n'avez pas besoin d'un autre corps.
You may not take one more birth.
Vous n'avez pas besoin de naître de nouveau.
If you are dependent on body and
Si
mind,
vous êtes dépendant du corps et de l'esprit,
you have to take one more body.
vous devez prendre encore d'autres corps.
You have to take one more birth.
Vous devez naître encore.
I answer one by one.
Je réponds une fois.
Questions later on. I'll answer all the other questions later on.
Je vais répondre aux autres questions plus tard.
Now it is time to enter the next meditation.
Maintenant, c'est le moment d'entrer dans la prochaine méditation.
Now we are going to work on the fifth body,
On va travailler sur le cinquième corps.
not on fourth layer.
Pas,
Not on fourth layer.
pas la quatrième couche.
Because the fourth layer meditation needs
Parce que la quatrième couche,
little more deep attention and energy.
mais la quatrième couche a besoin de plus d'attention et plus d'énergie.
And not only that,
Et pas seulement ça,
the layer is very complicated.
cette couche est très compliquée.
So tomorrow morning,
Donc demain matin,
we will do that meditation.
on va faire cette méditation-là.
Now we are going to work on the
Maintenant, nous allons travailler sur
fifth layer.
la cinquième couche.
It is called causal body.
C'est appelé le corps causal.
This is the body which you experience at the time of deep sleep.
C'est le corps dont vous faites expérience dans un état de sommeil profond.
This is what you experience at the time of sleeping without dreams.
C'est le sommeil sans rêve.
Please take the notes later on.
Vous allez prendre des notes après.
Now we'll please understand.
Maintenant, vous devez plus comprendre.
If you concentrate on taking notes, you will miss listening.
Si vous concentrez à prendre des notes, vous allez manquer tout ça.
First understand, then you can take notes.
D'abord, vous comprenez et après, vous prenez des notes.
What you experience in the deep sleep.
Ça dont vous faites l'expérience dans le sommeil profond,
Please tell, you can reply.
vous pouvez répondre. Quelle est votre expérience dans le sommeil profond? During some time, I was sleeping in a way.
No, I'm asking in the deep sleep what you experience.
Je demande dans un sommeil profond, quelle est votre expérience?
Nothing. Deep darkness.
L'obscurité profonde.
Darkness is what you experience in the deep sleep.
L'obscurité, c'est votre expérience dans le sommeil profond.
Completely darkness covered by darkness.
La noirceur recouverte par la noirceur.
Usually our sleep body, the causal body is disturbed
Généralement, dans le sommeil, le corps causal est dérangé
by dreams and unnecessary moments.
par les rêves et par les mouvements pas nécessaires.
Because of dreams only. Even if you sleep for so many hours, you will not feel you have slept peacefully.
Même si vous dormez pendant très longtemps, à cause de vos rêves, vous n'aurez pas l'impression d'avoir dormi dans la paix.
If you don't have dreams and have a deep sleep,
Si vous n'avez pas de sommeil, vous n'avez pas de rêve dans le sommeil profond,
just few hours sleep is more than enough.
juste quelques heures, ça suffit.
If you are full of dreams,
Si votre sommeil est rempli de rêves,
even if you sleep 10 hours,
même si vous dormez 10 heures,
early morning again you'll be tired.
encore le lendemain matin, vous serez fatigué.
Tired of taking rest.
Fatigué de vous reposer.
There are so many people
Il y a tellement de gens
who feel tired by taking rest.
qui sont fatigués en se reposant.
After taking rest, they'll feel tired.
Après s'être reposés, ils sont fatigués.
After 10 hours of sleep, they'll feel tired.
Après 10 heures de sommeil, ils sont fatigués.
It is because they are filled with too much of dreams.
C'est parce que leur sommeil est rempli de trop de rêves.
This meditation
Cette méditation
completely heal
complètement va soigner
your causal layer,
votre corps causal,
your sleep energy.
l'énergie du sommeil.
If your sleep is deep,
Si votre sommeil est profond,
the waking state also will be more alive and aware.
l'état de veille sera plus conscient et alerte.
In the night, if you are disturbed by dreams,
Dans la nuit, si vous êtes dérangé par les rêves,
in the daytime also you'll be disturbed by daydreams.
dans la journée aussi, vous serez dérangé par les rêveries.
Daydreams and night dreams are very closely connected.
Les rêveries et les sommeils et les rêves sont très reliés.
If you spend your time in daydreaming, you will have too much of night dreaming.
Si vous passez trop de temps dans des rêveries dans la journée, vous aurez aussi beaucoup de rêves dans la nuit.
If you waste your time in night dreaming, again in the daytime you will have
Si
daydreaming.
vous perdez votre temps à avoir trop de rêves dans la nuit, dans la journée, vous aurez trop de rêveries.
Both are closely connected.
Tous les deux sont intimement liés.
The daydreaming, if it stops, night dreaming will stop.
C'est quand les rêveries de la journée s'arrêtent, les rêves de la nuit aussi vont s'arrêter.
The night dreaming stops, the daydreaming will stop.
Si les rêves de la nuit s'arrêtent, les rêveries de la journée s'arrêtent.
Quality of your sleep is very important to maintain the quality of your day.
La qualité de votre sommeil est très importante pour maintenir la qualité de votre journée.
If you are just turning this side and that side in your bed,
Si vous êtes dans votre lit et vous tournez, vous retournez,
daytime also you will feel stressed
dans la journée, vous allez vous sentir stressé
and tired.
et fatigué.
Now this meditation technique
Maintenant, cette technique de méditation
will heal all problems related to dream and sleep.
va guérir tous les problèmes qui sont reliés au sommeil et au rêve.
It will completely give you the energy and life.
Et ça va vous donner de l'énergie et de la vie.
With a small minimum hours of sleep, you will feel fresh and alive.
Avec juste un minimum d'heures de sommeil, vous allez vous sentir éveillé et frais.
The quality of sleep will become deeper, the quantity will reduce.
La qualité du sommeil va être plus profonde, donc la quantité sera réduite.
Now you are going to meditate on sleep.
Maintenant, vous allez méditer sur le sommeil.
You are going to meditate on darkness.
Vous allez méditer sur l'obscurité.
Please.
What to know if you mean we should stop reading?
I don't say you should stop dreaming,
Je ne dis pas qu'on doit s'arrêter de rêver,
but you should not spend whole energy in just dreaming.
mais il ne faut pas passer toute votre énergie à rêver.
Usually 80% of energy is spent in dreaming.
Très souvent, 80% de la nuit, on passe à rêver.
Doctors say,
Le docteur dit,
after long research,
après de longues
only
recherches,
14 minutes continuously you sleep at a time. Again you come out and start dreaming.
seulement 14 minutes, vous avez un sommeil profond, et le reste, c'est des rêves et des rêves.
And then you drop into sleep. After 40 minutes you come out and start dreaming.
Et après 14 minutes de sommeil, encore, vous recommencez à rêver.
You spend too much of your energy in dreaming.
Vous gaspillez trop d'énergie dans les rêves.
That's why it makes you tired.
C'est pour ça que vous êtes fatigué.
Now it is time
Maintenant, c'est le moment
to go deep into the causal body.
d'aller très profondément dans le corps causal.
Now you will meditate on
Maintenant,
darkness.
vous allez méditer sur l'obscurité.
Please sit straight.
Asseyez-vous, droit,
Tie the ribbon.
attachez les bandeaux.
Close your eyes.
Fermez les yeux.
Sit straight.
Asseyez-vous, droit. Vous êtes dans un état de paix profond.
You are in deep peace and silence.
Vous êtes dans un état de paix profonde et silencieux.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
Vous êtes assis dans une grotte, obscure,
Totally peaceful
totalement dans la paix
and totally silent.
et totalement dans le silence.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda
Be filled with peace.
Laissez-vous remplir de la
Be
paix.
filled with silence.
Laissez-vous remplir par le silence.
Do not allow any thought in your mind.
Ne permettez aucune pensée de vous déranger.
Just completely be peaceful.
Restez totalement dans la paix.
Let your whole mind
Laissez votre esprit
be filled with one darkness energy
être rempli de cette énergie de l'obscurité.
in your mind.
Ne laissez pénétrer aucune couleur dans votre esprit. Pas de pensée.
Just be filled with darkness energy.
Vous êtes rempli seulement avec l'énergie de l'obscurité.
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda
Continuez de méditer sur l'obscurité. Assis dans une grotte, obscure,
Totally peaceful
totalement dans la paix
and totally silent.
et totalement dans le silence.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
Avec juste un minimum c'est trop le temps dans les rêveries dans la journée, vous aurez aussi beaucoup de rêves dans la nuit.
If you waste your time in night dreaming, again in the daytime you'll have
Si
daydreaming.
vous perdez votre temps à avoir trop de rêves dans la nuit, dans la journée, vous aurez trop de rêveries.
Both are closely connected. Quality you the energy and life.
Et donc, ça va vous donner de l'énergie et de la vie.
With a small minimum hours of sleep, you will feel fresh and alive.
Avec juste un minimum de sommeil, vous allez vous sentir éveillé et frais.
The quality of sleep will become deeper. The quantity will reduce.
La qualité du sommeil va être plus profonde, donc la quantité sera réduite.
Now you are going to meditate on sleep.
Maintenant, vous allez méditer sur le sommeil.
You are going to meditate on darkness.
Vous allez méditer sur l'obscurité.
Please.
I want to know if you mean we should stop dreaming.
I don't say you should stop dreaming,
Je ne dis pas qu'on doit s'arrêter de rêver,
but you should not spend whole energy in just dreaming.
mais il ne faut pas passer toute votre énergie à rêver.
Usually 80% of energy is spent in dreaming.
Très souvent, 80% de la nuit, on passe à rêver.
Doctors say,
Le docteur dit,
after long research,
après de longues
only
recherches,
14 minutes continuously you sleep at a time.
Ça va.
Again you come out and start dreaming.
seulement 14 minutes, vous avez un sommeil profond, et le reste, c'est des rêves et des rêves.
And then you drop into sleep. After 40 minutes you come out and start dreaming.
Et après 14 minutes de sommeil, encore, vous recommencez à rêver.
You spend too much of your energy in dreaming.
Vous gaspillez trop d'énergie dans les rêves.
That's why it makes you tired.
C'est pour ça que vous êtes fatigué.
Now it is time
Maintenant, c'est le moment
to go deep into the causal body.
d'aller très profondément dans le corps causal.
Now you will meditate on
Maintenant,
darkness.
vous allez méditer sur l'obscurité.
Please sit straight.
Asseyez-vous, droit,
Tie the ribbon.
attachez les bandeaux.
Close your eyes.
Fermez les yeux.
Sit straight.
Asseyez-vous, droit. Vous êtes dans un état de paix profond.
You are in deep peace and silence.
Vous êtes dans un état de paix profonde et silencieux.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
Vous êtes assis dans une grotte, obscure,
Totally peaceful
totalement dans la paix
and totally silent.
et totalement dans le silence.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda
Be filled with peace.
Laissez-vous remplir de la
Be
paix.
filled with silence.
Laissez-vous remplir par le silence.
Do not allow any thought in your mind.
Ne permettez aucune pensée de vous déranger.
Just completely be peaceful.
Restez totalement dans la paix.
Let your whole mind
Laissez votre esprit
be filled with one darkness energy
être rempli de cette énergie de l'obscurité.
in your mind.
Ne laissez pénétrer aucune couleur dans votre esprit. Pas de pensée.
Just be filled with darkness energy.
Vous êtes rempli seulement avec l'énergie de l'obscurité.
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
from the darkness energy.
Concentrez-vous profondément sur l'énergie de l'obscurité.
Remember, only darkness energy.
Rappelez-vous seulement l'énergie de l'obscurité.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Breathe all the sufferings in, the sufferings of you, sufferings of others. When you breathe in, visualize you are just breathing all the pains, all the sufferings of others. When you breathe out, visualize you are just emitting bliss. Your heart has got a capacity to transform pain to bliss. Very deeply visualize, you are visualizing a deep pitch dark. You are breathing in darkness, breathing out gold light. You are taking the darkness in, you are leaving the gold out. Yes, visualize the suffering, visualize the pains. Not only your pain, others' pains, the whole world's pain. Visualize the pain and sufferings. In the color of black, you are taking in. Now, continue to immediately start breathing out. When you breathe out, feel you are breathing out the golden light, the bliss, joy, ecstasy.
You breathe happiness out.
Yes, that is what.
And then you breathe into the all bad.
All the bad things. Yes, only through the nose.
For me, the suffering is taking when you breathe out, you get the happiness of it.
Yes, take the sufferings in. Your heart has got the capacity to transform sufferings to bliss, pain to bliss.
Bless him.
Yes, you give the bliss out. You give the blessings out. Your whole consciousness, visualize. If you have any physical pain, concentrate on that part. If you don't have any physical pain, concentrate on the navel center, the region where the navel is situated. In navel, you will see continuous pain will be there. Just remove the word pain and look at the place as deeply as possible. What is happening? If you have knee pain, move to the zone of knee. Remove the word pain from the place. Don't tell in the mind, I have pain, I have pain, I have pain. In the mind, just remove the word pain. And see, as if your child is looking something new. Just like a child is looking something new. Look as if something new is happening. What is happening there? Feel that sensation. Without using the word pain, just feel the place where you had pain. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Relax. Open your eyes. Body. This is the body, almost last layer, sixth layer. But the energy from this body expresses itself as a pleasure. Whenever the energy is released from this body, you feel pleasure. You feel pleasure. You feel joy. But it's a very deep layer, that's why you feel less. Naturally. That's why you feel very less. Because when it comes through the pain layer, always the pleasure layer will have putting up pain. Either you will have the feeling that when it will disappear, it may disappear, or the pain. It comes from the cosmic layer, from the joy, pleasure layer, travels to the pain layer, from there to guilt layer, from there it comes out. That's why your joys and pleasures are so much contaminated. Anyhow, let us work on it. Start the moments of joy. Remember, maybe for your birthday, third birthday, second birthday, the gifts that made you joyful. This, whatever moments of ecstasy, joy, when you really had a beautiful, blissful moments with your wife, husband, with your kids. Remember the major moments.
Swami wanted to go chronologically from when you're babies or...
Yes, better chronologically. Then you will remember.
Swami, another problem. When we go back home from here, like I went home yesterday, I could see that I was feeling low in energy after we danced here. Then I went back home so much high energy for no, like 2-3 hours no sleep. Then,
But even if you sleep less, you will not feel tired.
no, not tired, but so much energy.
When you wait here, when you wait and learn something, that's totally different. The word Upanishad means waiting for master, sitting for master. That's what is Upanishad. You know, there's a Zen story. Just by sitting for master, people become enlightened. So many. Sitting for the master is a great moment. But here, master is sitting for the disciple. That is why I'm becoming more and more enlightened.
The mental body has 3 layers. The first one is
Prana layer. The second one you can call it as mind. Third one is the common collective mind. See that when you go to the third one, not only your thoughts, the thoughts of others also affects you. You understand? So you have 2 levels of thoughts. For yours, the thought is from you. The thoughts which you respond to others. But only 2 you can work. Third you can't do it. It's something to others.
So the technique that we did
That's enough.
for mental body, that's how all the 3
Yes. No, third layer you cannot do it. Only others can do it. Second, first, only 2 layers are covered. Prana and the mind.
You get affected by others, not part.
So you can save, when you safeguard yourself, when you transform yourself, naturally your surrounding changes. That much only can be done.
In addition to the Mahamantra, you guys, the husband and wife can do together. We just had a doubt that does only a positive energy transmute or negative?
See one thing, whenever energy circulates, it becomes positive. Even if it's a drainage water, when it is circulated and it flows, it will become a river. As long as it is a pool, even if it's a good water, it will become negative energy. If it starts circulating, even if it's negative energy, it will become positive energy. Alright, now we'll start. Anyway, they can share a few of their joyful moments, then we'll enter into meditation. Because it's a highly powerful technique.
I have a question about the last meditation. Going, when the healing started, all of a sudden I saw people came up to me, like first family, and people I didn't even know, people I don't even like. Cloud, rest in an ocean, and also scenes came up, and it was just really
Amazing.
Yeah.
You are the skin, this body which you have is the physical body. What? The other bodies you will not know at all. Actually, the either body is beyond your body. There are one layers, neither is inside nor is outside. The inside outside concept itself you have to forget. In that layer it is there. You understand? The very idea, the inside outside will disappear. Only then you can understand where the body is there. So you can't put it in that way. You can't figure it out in that way. Yes.
After the last day of speak, I had a great experience then. And I travel a lot, so I'm on airplanes all the time. And I usually sit by the window. I've seen the window view so many times. But that one time I was back from Chicago when I came to the second day of speak. And I was sitting by the window, and I could see the sun and the clouds and the Rosina Mountains. And it was the most beautiful experience I've ever seen. It was like the sky and all those things that I had seen so many times before and never seen.
Mind gives gap sometimes when you see the nature. Thousands of times you may see, but at some one time it will give gap. That's what becomes a unforgettable memory. I'll explain one incident from my life the same day, before enlightenment. Of course, after enlightenment, everyone will die only. Before enlightenment, I was walking from Amarkantak to Narmada, Amarkantak to Omkareshwar. It's 800 kilometers. From Amarkantak to Omkareshwar. Thick jungle, thick forest. The river is flowing. In between the two marble hillocks. Both hillocks are total marbles, the marble stone. Between that, Narmada is flowing. Narmada is running. Such beautiful place. And full moon day. It's a full moon day. Maybe Purnima, one day earlier after Purnima. But full moon. Night I'm just walking with a stick in the hand, rolling the stick and singing and walking. I was at one point, like this you see the hills actually go up and come down. The river flows only the same way. Just near the river I was walking. Suddenly I saw a cliff. I was getting down from one small valley. When I got down from the valley, suddenly I saw a big cliff. When I raised my head, I saw both sides big hillocks shining in the full moon. Because white color marble are shining in the moon, and the Rama is very smooth, beautifully flowing. The mild sound. And I saw the both hillocks are bridged. There's a connection. It's not really a bridge also, it's a connection. A little bit near I went and saw the whole thing is honeycomb.
Wow.
The honeycomb. Honeycomb, at least I can say 400 feet. When I saw just one moment, my mind gave gap. Still now I could see that moment, so ecstatic. I can remember that moment. So joyful. I think at least between me and the honeycomb there must be some 500 or 600 feet. I have no idea, but how that the both hillocks are joined. Just the both things are just joined. Just for a moment, the mind gave gap. Whenever you disappear into the nature, this happens. It's ecstatic moment. So compared to that beauty, Taj Mahal, other things are nothing. Of course, Himalayas.
Highest joy really happens in obvious small things.
That's true. That's when your mind gives gap.
Every moment I spent with you is very joyous. But the most joyous, I would say, is where you raised it. I think moments just with you. The most joyous was when you gave us a surprise and told us that you were going to come and visit our home. For those who don't know, he had promised to come to our place, and on that day he was kind of tired and he couldn't make it, and we were very disappointed. And but then he consoled us, saying that he's going to be with us. His physical presence is not necessary. But we still being normal human beings, we still think that, okay, that's on Swamiji's level, he says that, you know what, and that, hey, we are with you, okay. But, you know, we still want that physical presence. And we were kind of disappointed, and I kind of broke down. And one thing I would like to share with you all, when he says that he is with you, he really means it. And he's proved it to us. We were fortunate enough to get that. But in the very next day, we got consoled. We said, okay, Swamiji, you know, he said he's with us, where we have faith in him, we trust in him. But in spite of that, our minds were kind of saying that, you know, he is God, he's a Swamiji, he's got tremendous powers. So if he's got power, let him prove it to us. You know, we have so much faith in him. He's got, you know, someday just prove it to us that, you know, you'll be with us. And you wouldn't believe it. The very next day, I got a call from somebody I didn't even know, and their father from Coimbatore, where I didn't have any relatives, I don't know anybody there, called me, and our father called their son in Detroit, and then that person called me and told me that, you know what, your name has been referred to us, and we want you to, we have his brother actually was suffering from stroke and memory loss, and he wanted to meet Swamiji, and he contacted me. And from last August when I met Swamiji, from then till today, nobody has called, till that day, nobody had called asking me that, or not as anybody called after that. It's just one incident. And this, I don't know who it is. And the worst part is, how did they get my name? How did they know my number? How did they know anything at all? And if they had contacted somebody in Bangalore, you know, Swamiji comes with this too, all his PRO and security. Everybody is in LA. There are so many healers in LA. They could have contacted any of the healers in LA, and Swamiji was in LA. They needed to have contacted me, and I'm in San Diego. And there's no reason for anybody to contact me. But it was really amazing, the way he works and the way he proved it to us that, you know, he is with you. So when he says he is with you, he really means it. And we're really thankful to you, Swamiji, for, you know, proving it to us and being with us.
What do you have to say to that?
When divine wants, it does. Many people come and ask me, Swami, you gave me darshan. I saw you in the dream. I saw you in my house. I felt you were not that in a vague way. I could very clearly see you were standing in my house when I did my aarti. And I could very clearly, not only, you see, there was a lady, she saw my darshan. She just wanted to check whether it is true or not. And then she pulled the cloth. She said, I just pulled the cloth and saw. I could feel the cloth in my hand. So she came and reported to me. I saw it with Swamiji. You see, there are two layers in me. The ordinary mind, a small layer which I'm using to move this body. There's another layer which is the eternal energy, the enlightened energy. With that energy, you cannot handle this body. In that energy, I am everything. So from there, I just come down to a step to handle this body. That energy uses this form to help you. But wherever you get the darshan of me, I can really get it back. I can really tell what has happened at the time, or what has been given to you at the time, or what has happened between us, or what way you pray, or how intensely you are meditating. These things can really not, I can tell. But giving darshan, only your intensity. That does a major play. It's not for somebody I want to give and for somebody I don't give. It's the energy. Whenever you are intense, you see it. Immediately you see, I'll be there, of course. And so many times, so many people seeing the visions. Last time when I came to America, before that in India I declared, Actually, my coming to America was a very good joke. If you know the story, it was a good joke. He came for some marriage program, to attend marriage. They both came to my city center and they were talking, they called me, Swami, you should come to America. I said, let me meditate and tell. So I didn't say yes or anything. They went away for marriage. After July 4th, I had the 1 year course starting the ashram. We have 1 year course program in ashram. Anybody who's above 18 can join the program. 1 year, food, clothing, syllabus books, all these things are free. Above 18, male or female can join. 1 year they can spend, learn all the spiritual things, life of the spirituality, all the spiritual tradition, the philosophy, yoga, basic naturopathy, healing science, all those things they can learn. 1 year chance, the possibility for them to transform their life. So the course is being started on that day. When I finished the course, I was very deep ecstasy for more than 6-7 hours. When I came down, the first word I told is, God, I'm coming to America. The first word, they asked me, Swami, how to arrange? When will we go? That and all I don't know. Before the Guru Page means the rules change. I'll be there in America. I just told. They asked me, Swami, what is rules change? Rules change July 28th. July 4th, I'm telling. July 4th evening, I'm telling. 2 weeks. July 4th evening, I'm telling. That I'll go to America. July 28th, rules changing. No visa. Nothing. Only passport is there. They took the passport and gave the first basic inquiry. They said the passport program is without turban and now he's having a hair and turban. Nothing can be done. Do all the processing. Then somehow they did all the processing and he doesn't reach the embassy, American embassy. And they gave the interviews only after September 11. Because there's a time, September 11, they said only after September 11 interviews. Then the news reached me. That and that. I told, I do not know all those things. I know only one thing. Before rules change, Guru is changing from Kanya Rasi to Simha Rasi. The India's energy is Kanya and America is Simha. So before rules change, I'm going to go. That much only I know. I do not know all the other things. And they said, what is this, Swami? You are doing the same thing. Then finally they somehow got this way and that way. Interview came on July 17th. I think July 17th interview. They called me and I went to the interview and it was a very big joke. The whole interview was, that man asked, what for you want to go to America? I told that they wanted me to come and teach meditation, so that is the reason I want to go to America. What? You look so young, what do you teach? You look so young, what do you teach? I really thought it's right. What he asked is right. And then I gave him one cassette, Mahamudra cassette. If you have time, you can listen. If you feel that I can teach something, and you decide, there's no problem. I just told him thank you. And I was about to leave. By the time before I leave, he put the rejected seal and threw the passport out. And then after putting the seal, he's saying, if you go, this looks like a religious dress that I have with the same color. This looks like a religious dress. If you change to other clothes, people may listen to you. There's a possibility for you going there. Something like that he said. I just turned and told, give me 1 week, I'll change your people's clothes. I said, that moment I was very cool and calm. I didn't react. When he told about the clothes, it's something like respect to this dress. This is the dress where thousands and thousands of people became enlightened by using this dress. So finally, you see, nothing can be done when the divine wants something to be done. Nothing can be done. I heard only one thing, that officer rejected this. I heard that he heard the case afterwards. He heard that Mahamudra case. Maybe what has happened, I did not know. We will work on the cosmic layer. In this body, there is no engrams. Understanding few truths are more than enough to liberate you. Understanding these few truths and internalizing is what I call initiation. Understand these few truths. Step by step, just understand. You will see the clarity, understanding, all these things happening inside you about the major things of your life. First truth I wanted to share is, for all our problems, many, I can say majority, most of our problems, mind is responsible. That's the first truth. Second, let us analyze and understand what is mind. I'll give you a simple diagram, how the mind happens and how we think and all that. How the thoughts flow in us. Like this, different shapes, different way, different. Just continuously it will be flowing. Trying to present how the thoughts flow in us. See, some thoughts will be related to joy, some will be related to suffering, some will be related to worrying, some will not be related to anything. Just inconsistent. Means you will not be able to make anything out of that statement, out of that thought. You can say, some will be related to joy, some will be suffering, some will be just worrying. Means you just do not know, it's there. Some will be very broken thoughts, not complete thoughts. Some will be again joy, some will be again suffering. Just like this, very inconsistent. Different thoughts will be flowing in a different way. Usually, how our mind works, please understand. This is the main thought flow. With the different inconsistent, irrational thoughts will be just flowing. If you look inside how it flows, it will be just flowing inside. Most of them unconnected, illogical, independent, and irrational. I have to give an example. If you see a dog in the street, suddenly you'll remember all the dogs with which you are very friendly or you had fear in the young age. Then remember you have young age. Then the teacher with whom you studied in the young age. Then where you are staying. If you see logically, there's no connection between the dog you are seeing in the street and the teacher with whom you studied in the young age. Just you slipped. There's no logical connection. If you see inside, this is the way it is flowing. Just illogical, irrational, independent, inconsistent, completely unconnected. They're just flowing. You don't know what for, what reason. Usually if you ask people, what is your life, how is your life? You can always see, at least from my experience I can say, whoever I ask, no, you don't know Swamiji, nobody should suffer like me. Nobody will have the suffering like me. If somebody has suffered like me, they would have become long before mad or committed suicide. Please understand, your life is not, as you think, always a long suffering. There are so many beautiful things. But you continuously connect all the pain incidents, all the pain memory, and create a shaft. Your life is a long pain. That is what I call pain shaft. In your life, you can see, here, there is few suffering, few just baseless thoughts, few worry, few joy. So many things are happening. But you'll pick up all the suffering and imagine, life is suffering. This is what I call pain shaft. But you forget, between these many suffering memories and incidents, there are a lot of beautiful, joyful things are also happening. Unfortunately, you don't see the reality as it is. You just pick up and see. The big problem is, the moment you decide your life is a long pain shaft, long pain, you are ready to suffer forever. How? See, the moment you decide your life is a long pain, now, even in the present moment, you'll be waiting for painful incidents. Like a conveyor belt, so many things will be going in front of you in your life. Some good, some bad, some unclassifiable, some which you cannot even say worry. So many things will be flowing in your life. But because you have a clear conclusion, life is suffering, you will pick up only the suffering. See, I told you. Life is suffering. See, I'm proving. This Swami from Bangalore came and said life is not suffering. But see, my life is suffering. Maybe his life is not suffering. My life is suffering. The moment you have some conclusion about the past, please understand, your understanding about the past is very important because that is going to set a trend about your future. For example, till yesterday, you know, you can't fly. You can only walk. So because of that, you know for sure from tomorrow also you are not going to fly. You are only going to walk. Maybe you can walk fast or you can run. But the tomorrow's base, the basic trend is already set based on the ideas you carry about your past. Same way, if you are clear, your past was pain shaft, it is pain, then you already set a base. From tomorrow also it is going to be pain. Unfortunately, the idea you carry about your past is not truth. It's not right. You are not looking into it. And you think it is not necessary to look into it and correct. You think, oh, it's okay, forget about past. Let us see about future. Understand? You are not, even if you say this to yourself, let me forget about past and let me see the future, you are not going to forget completely. The basic ideas which you created about you in the past, that is going to continue to be the base for your future. Instead of understanding this, instead of working on this, we have big problem. We have big, I can say negligence. That's the right word. Negligence, understand? If you carry the idea, your whole past was suffering, pain. First thing, it's a lie. It's not truth. Nobody can live only with suffering. Understand? There is some hope. For example, in your whole past, I'll give you an example. If your past is 30 years, if you have spent 20 years in pain, suffering, at least 10 years of hope and inspiration should have been there between the 20 years. Otherwise, you will not survive. You will not be alive. You cannot recoup. You cannot stand up again. So if you are dropping, see, one guy came and told me, Swamiji, 11 times I stopped smoking. Means what? 11 times you started again. Same way, if so much of time was spent in pain, suffering, so many times you stood up again. So many times you had confidence again. So many times there are some reason which gave you the hope again. Unfortunately, we edit all these scenes where we had rejuvenation, where we had hope, where we had joy, where we had inspiration to stand up. We edit. See our whole past as a suffering. First thing, it's a lie. It's not truth. Second thing, it's a very dangerous lie. Because this lie is not going to be just about our past. It is going to put its nose in your future. It is going to be stretching itself in your future. Very dangerous. A small experiment we will try now. Just sit for 3 minutes and write whatever comes in your mind without editing. Please understand? In the same samskara notebook. Please listen first. Then you can start. Please listen. First thing, please listen. We will now take a photograph of your mind. Do not edit. Do not judge. Do not stop. Do not criticize. Whatever comes, suddenly you'll see nothing is coming. I'm empty. Write that. See, these fellows are shouting outside without having sensitivity. Write that. Whatever comes, whatever goes, suddenly you'll see. If I get bonta, it will be really nice. Gongura chutney, nothing like it. And then I think I should go to Bidhi Ashram. And you don't know why they are coming. Just write as it comes, in the same language it comes. Let's see the photograph of your mind. Write just for 3 minutes. Whatever comes in the same language. Please don't change the language or grammar. Sometimes you'll see the broken thoughts. They don't even make any sense. Just 2-3 words will appear. House, dog. You don't know how the house and dog is connected. Whatever comes, just write. Do not edit or do not try to suppress. Do not try to logically make sense. Whatever is happening inside, just write as it is. It's like an unedited, uncensored version of your mind. Yes, relax. You can just read and see very clearly, experientially what I am talking. It is just to give you a glimpse. Is there any connection between what you are? Is there any next? It is just a madhouse happening inside. See, you do not, because it's a madhouse, the main shaft is madhouse. Because of that, you pick up few things and wanted to have some clarity. So either you pick up all the pain and create pain shaft, or you pick up all, sometimes rarely you do, all the joy and create a joy shaft. Then you feel really confident. Yes, I can live. I can handle this life. There's nothing to miss. There's nothing to lose. I can be confident. Either joy or pain. You create some shaft and try to live with it. Please understand. Either you create a pain shaft, oh God, my life is pain, it's a depression, and wait for things to suffer with pain. Or sometimes, very rarely you create, no, I have so many wonderful things happening in my life. My life is joy. I can handle, I can deal with it. Confidence, joy shaft. The problem is, even if you have joy shaft, immediately the problem starts, you wanted that shaft to be with you forever. The moment you want that joy forever, you killed it. I've seen. Already I started receiving letters. Swamiji, do something, this joy should be forever with me. I should be like this forever. You already killed it. The moment you want, you are greedy about the joy, you destroy the joy. Please understand. See, bliss is choicelessness. When you are choiceless, bliss flows through you. The moment you choose bliss, you're chosen suffering. Any choice is suffering. Being choiceless in the flow is bliss. In these 4 days, through various methods and techniques and process, I am reconciling you with you. I am just bringing you to the choiceless space. Choice-free space. That is why you are feeling like settled, peaceful, joyful, all these things are happening. The moment you choose this, what will happen? You're chosen suffering. Whether you create a joy shaft, then what happens? Suffering. If you create pain shaft, by itself, suffering. So any shaft is suffering. Understand? Any shaft is suffering. This is pain shaft. For example, sometimes you collect all the joyful incidents happened in your life. When you went for vacation, when you got married, when you had kids. That post photograph. Where the photographer says, smile please. When you take the photograph, later on you sit with the photograph and think, those days, see, I was so joyful. You don't understand when you are in the vacation at the spot, photographer told you to smile and then you smiled. You forget all that fact very conveniently. See those days, how joyful I was, how happy we were. And you go on. Sometimes life when it is described really too much. If you create joy shaft again, because of the greed to retain, you end up in pain. If you create pain shaft, already you are in pain. So any shaft you create, it is suffering. Understand the main source as it is, main flow as it is. Only this is sufferingless. Any shaft you create is suffering. Let us understand this main source a little more detailed way. This technical knowledge will be really helpful. The whole thing is available in YouTube. So you don't need to bother about taking notes now. This whole, the pain shaft, joy shaft, the whole thing with the diagram is available in YouTube. Actually in YouTube I put graphic diagram. So it will be a lot better than my handwriting. Now we are working on a new project. All the major truths of Hinduism, Vedic tradition, like rebirth, karma, vairagya, jnana, bhakti, all the things. We are making half an hour animated presentation, animation presentation. Any of you can understand those concepts. If you want to teach to your kids, friends or family, anybody who is teaching the Vedic tradition, you can use it freely. The whole thing will be available. So, of course, these concepts are already available, already in the YouTube. So you can spend time with YouTube and take notes. Now understand how the main source, the main thought current is happening. I'll give you a different way. I'll give you a vertical diagram. Like this different thoughts going on. You can say like a water bubbles in the fish tank. It is just happening continuously. One important thing you need to understand, between every water bubble, there is a gap. Because the gap is too small, you think it is a continuous stream. It is not continuous stream. Fortunately, between every thought you have, there is a gap. Between every thought, there is a gap. There is a gap. That is why they are completely unconnected. That is why they are completely two different, independent, illogical, irrational. They are not connected because there is a gap. There is a gap between every thought. There is a gap between every flow. There is a gap in every thought. Now let us understand these few truths. First truth, you can have only one thought at a time. Am I right? You cannot have two thoughts at a time. Maybe you can have very fast. That is acceptable. You see, every microsecond you have one thought. Next microsecond, second thought. Third microsecond, third. That is acceptable. But you can have only one thought at a time. Fortunately. Fortunately, you can have only one thought at a time. You cannot have second thought. It's like in this chair, only one person can sit at a time. If somebody else has to come and sit, he has to push me out. If next person has to come, he has to push this guy out. So in your inner space, only one thought can be at a time. Please understand. This is the first truth. So, second important thing, if some other second thought is coming, means naturally the first thought is replaced. Am I right? If the third thought is coming, the second thought is already replaced. It is continuously moving. It is continuously moving with different thoughts. Understand some of the very important, simple secrets of life and truth which we never looked in. It never reveals itself to us because we never look inside. That's all. Nothing else. Very simple truths. I'm not teaching you any big philosophy. I'm just stating as it happens. Satyam, Sat, as it is. If somebody can sit in this chair, pushing me out, then that guy is surely more powerful than me. Am I right? If a third person can come and push the second guy out and he can sit, naturally he is more powerful than the second guy. Please understand very systematically. If the second guy can come and push me out and sit here, he is more powerful. The third guy can come and push this guy out and he can sit, he is more powerful. So naturally somebody else is coming and constantly replacing means the last guy becomes more and more powerful. It is just happening. It is just happening. Please understand an important truth. Step by step I am guiding you to these great truths. First thing, only one thought can be in you at a time. Second thing, if a second thought comes and pushes the first thought away, it is more powerful. If a third thought comes and pushes this thought also away, that is more powerful. That is why it is being pushed. It is being just pushed, and moving. Somebody came and asked me, Swamiji, I am completely shaken by fear of death. I am suffering with this fear. How can I escape? Please give me a solution. I just told him, have a cup of coffee. Please understand now. I just told him, have a cup of coffee. He said, what? How can having a cup of coffee solve my death fear? I told him, the moment you think, let me have a cup of coffee, that thought naturally has to move the death fear. Understand, at least for a second. Come on. At least for a second it has to move. That guy said, no. It is not that easy. The death fear again comes back. What will I do? Have one more cup of coffee. People say, no, how many cup of coffees you can have? See, it doesn't need to be always cup of coffee, cup of water. And it doesn't even need to be cup of water or cup of coffee. See, the moment you think, let me stand, you renounce the thought of sitting. The moment you think, let me sit, you renounce the thought of standing. The moment you think, let me go in, you renounce the thought of standing out. The moment you think, let me walk out, you renounce the thought of sitting. So the moment you think, even to move right hand, your death fear is moved. It has to. Understand? At any given time, you can have only one thought. Second, any thought which comes inside is more powerful. That is why he is able to push the thought out and he is able to come and sit. Very subtle truths. Very subtle truths. I'll answer all your questions. It means what? Having a cup of coffee thought can replace your so-called fear of death for a moment. Then naturally, having a cup of coffee, that thought is more powerful than your death fear. Am I right? Then your whole death fear is only a cup of coffee. Mind says, no, it is not this easy. This Swami is telling something, I think he studied only half. Mind will raise. This cannot be this simple. He doesn't know how many sufferings we have and he's making fun of us. No, just see logically how things are happening inside. Very simple. I'm opening up just some of the simple truths inside you. One guy came and told me, Swamiji, I am suffering with lust and fantasy engrams. What is the solution? I told him, just sit. For 10 minutes, meditate on lust, on all your fantasies. That guy within 5 minutes he opens his eyes and says, Swamiji, my mind is wandering here and there, I'm not able to concentrate. I said, what are you talking? You only came and told me I'm suffering with lust and engrams of fantasy. All I did is meditate on it. Just be with it. And he's telling, no, I'm not able to concentrate. This is mind, understand? The problem is not the thought. Your fear that thought may stay with you and you will start acting as per thought. Understand? The problem is not the thought. Your fear that thought may stay with you and you may start acting as per it. That is where the problem starts. All you need is just giving you confidence. It can be just moved by your will. Please understand? There are hundreds of problems in you. You don't even need to apply the solution. If you know the solution, it will not happen in you. I'm telling you, hundreds of problems will not happen if they know you know the solution. You don't need to apply. They will not even happen if they know you know the solution. I'm guaranteeing you, all you need, you don't need to move your death fear continuously for 10 years and all. 10 times move it with a cup of coffee. 11th time it won't be there. Your mind knows this guy knows the solution. No, I'm telling you. Your mind knows this guy knows the solution. Your mind knows he cannot play with you. See, the whole truth is how you sell yourself to your boss. First thing you convince your boss, there is no solution for this problem. It means what? Only you can solve. That's the meaning. It's all corporate technical meanings. The corporate dictionary. So there's a special meaning for all the corporate words. When the company announces you need crisis management skills, means you are entering into a company which is perpetual chaos. That's the meaning. Multidimensional skills are required. If that is the announcement, it means what? You are going to replace 3 people who left just. These are all the corporate meanings. It's all meaning underlined. Underlined meaning. Sometimes it is very shocking, but the truth. Anyhow, first you convince your boss there is no solution. Second, if somebody has to solve, they have to practically give their whole life. Third, only you have the capacity and dedication to do that. Fourth, you can share his head now. See, that is the step by step. Understand, your mind does the same thing to you. It makes you believe without his existence, you cannot live a balanced life. You cannot protect yourself. You need to be defending you. Mind enters inside you only in the name of I will defend you. I will defend you. That is that. You can see very clearly. Wherever you need mind, wherever you need strategy planning, Wherever you need thinking process, your mind has convinced you, without its existence, you will not be able to defend yourself. Am I right? Now, the guy you supposed to defend you has started offending you. He has started offending you. Actually, all you need to do is just letting him know you have the solution. Nothing else. Actually, your mind is not that intelligent or big guy as you think. Simply, you need to make him understand you have a solution. Nothing else. So the solution which I'm giving, let me tell you from my own experience what happened. In the young age, I used to have this fear of this ghost and all these unknown things. You may think, oh, you are avatar Purusha, how can you have these fears? Don't bother about that. I'm telling you exactly as it happened. As it happened. Nothing. Only once, there was a great yogi, Yogi Ram Kumar, he lived in Arunachala. Some of you might have had his darshan also. He Swami, he was called. And if you've seen him, a graceful person. You can't expect, an old man can radiate so much of grace. I had the fortune of sitting at his feet, seeing him for more than 6 years. I've never seen him taking bath, changing clothes or anything. But no smell, nothing will be there. You'll be feeling so pleasant around him. Such a graceful person. He told me only once, it is your mind, you are projecting it from your mind and you are afraid. Somehow that tricked me so much. After that, I never applied that idea. Just knowing the solution, fear disappeared. Understand? Knowing that solution, fear disappeared. Not that after that I had the fear of ghosts, then I applied that, no, I am projecting and seeing and I am frightened. I did not even apply. Just knowing that idea, it has disappeared. Understand? Thousands of problems in you will just disappear if they know you have a solution. Nothing else. So a simple thing, first lesson. Any thought, a new thought can replace it. If new thought can replace, then the old thought is naturally no power. So if you have now death fear, what do you need to do? You don't even need to have a cup of coffee. Decide, let me move the right hand. Just one thought, let me move the right hand. What happens is naturally, this thought has to move. Nothing. Even the simple thought. What happens? The thought moves. It has to be replaced. You may think, what is this? This Swami said he's going to give initiation. I thought he's going to chant some big Sanskrit mantras and tell some great secrets in our ears. He's telling, Understand? I'm giving you some of the important truths of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Some of the important clarity which you need for Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nothing. If you have to have a thought, naturally your death fear has to move. Is it not? Am I right or not? It has to move. So then, all you need to do, any problem which happens in your inner space is, then a big problem. If I'm just sitting and telling for everything, who is going to pay my bills? Who is going to run my house? What answer I'll give if my boss asks me? Oh God, dangerous. Tomorrow you go to your office and boss asks something. Suddenly you have a thought, let me go to my office and work. It's a big problem. Who will pay my bills? Who will run my life? Understand? Now I am sharing one strong, important truth with you. I am responsible for this truth. When you move things, please understand, you will never become useless. First thing, your prarabdha is intelligent enough to run, earn, maintain whatever is required for your life. You cannot just all day sit and say, By your innate nature, you will do what needs to be done. That is what Krishna says. Your prarabdha will make you do. Actually, when you say, you will only drop the suffering. You will not drop the work itself. Try for next 21 days. Anything comes, just see, when I say, saying, that is what I mean, unclutching. Just try. I'm guaranteeing you, you will neither become lazy nor become impractical. You will only lose all the psychological unnecessary suffering you go through. Unnecessary psychological fears, worries and suffering, as I was describing, unbroken or unwanted or irrational thoughts. Only those things will disappear. Understand? In this flow of thoughts, Shivaji asked the same question. In this flow of thought, a complete consistent thought has its own innate intelligence to work it out by itself. That's what I'm calling prarabdha. Please understand, when I say, push it with you will not become lazy. You will not become impractical. Only thing will happen is, unnecessary accumulated stress and fear and worry which you are carrying, that will be dropped. It's not that you will not go to office. It's not that you will not do your regular routine. You will be doing all those things. You will just see, simply the thought happens and it starts expressing in your body. All I am saying is, see, the thought, which is powerful prarabdha in you, will express itself by its own power. For example, food. When the hunger comes, you will not be able to say for more than half an hour. No, it is powerful enough to fulfill itself. But one thing I can guarantee, by saying you will stop overeating. You will stop overeating. The unnecessary things accumulated about every subject will drop drastically. Understand the major difference. Our mind always plays the game. No. If I'm saying for everything, what will happen to my life? It will only become much better. You don't know. It will only become much better. Try. I'll answer your questions. Try just for a few days. Just for a few days. Make this unclutching as lifestyle. You see, I'm using a decent word, unclutching. You just say, it looks a little unsacred. But that is practical. It looks a little undivine. It looks a little unsacred. What is this? 4 days he sat. In the end of the day, he's telling, And you go to the house. Wife asks, what did the Swami teach? Your manager is asking, what did you do in the 4 days meditation workshop? But the truth is this one. Understand these basic few things. Unclutch from anything. Don't bother. All you need is little courage. Little courage. I know your mind will say, no, you don't know the mess, all the mess I created in my life. Now suddenly if I unclutch, what will happen to all the, I may not create new mess, but what will happen to all the mess I created earlier? Don't bother. I'm telling you honestly. I'm telling you from the straight experience. And one more thing, I'm responsible for what I'm teaching. I know. Thousands of you are sensitive to what I'm teaching and you are practicing. I am responsible for it. With that responsibility I'm talking, understand? I am not an impractical sadhu who is sitting in a forest just counting his beads and talking some nonsense. No. I'm sitting in a throne. That's the reason I sit in golden throne. Just to tell you, just like how you maintain your company, house and everything, I'm maintaining. I'm a practical sadhu who is running a kingdom. Understand? My organization is equal to more than any company. Every day I make at least 300, 400 decisions. So I'm not talking something impractical. What I am talking to you, I am living and it is practical. It pays. Understand? It pays. What I am talking can improve your balance sheet. I am not talking something impractical where you will be lying down on your bed saying, I'm not talking that impractical things. Try. You will see. You will go to the office beautifully. People ask me, no, how can it be? If I'm constantly unclutching, how will I go to office? How will I do my routine? How will it happen? Understand? If you had a fight morning in the house, as usual. See, whole day, your mind will be planning, thinking, preparing your reply, and it will be depressed, heavy. Whole day you will be doing the job, but you will be doing your job, office work. Am I right or not? When you can be depressed and do your office job, why can't you be liberated and do your office job? Simple logic. When a part of you can be depressed and continue your office job, why can't part of you be unclutched and continue the same office job? It is possible. We never tried. It is possible. We never tried. Understand? Even if part of you is depressed, tensed, planning for your evening fight, you are doing your job. You are doing your office job. You are making decisions. You are doing all your work. Everything is going smoothly. Everything is handled. You can see many times. You will sit in your car, drive more than half an hour. Only when you reach your office and switch off the car, you remember you drove for half an hour. You only took right, left, gave brake for the signal. You did everything. Pressing the accelerator, taking right turn, left turn, pressing the brake for signal. You did at least 200 things. Only when you switch off the car in your office, parking lot, you just remember, oh God, half an hour you drove. Half an hour you drove. How many of you had this experience in your life? Then you are already master. You have mastered art of unclutching and driving. Then why should you have fear? 3 hours of your life, 24 hours. If you remember this and come back to your center actually, when you unclutch, please understand. Just understand that first. See now, whole thing is now what I'm talking in this NSP. Like this 5-6 NSP initiations I put in YouTube. Sit with YouTube. Now don't waste time in not taking notes. You'll miss it. 5-6 different versions of my initiation is in YouTube. Watch. Now understand, internalize every point. Don't miss. Understand? When you unclutch and sit for a few minutes, you will have a kind of a awareness in this area. This area you will settle down. Below the heart center, above the navel center. That's the area you will usually feel like you are settling. All I am saying is, when you again and again unclutch in your whole day routine, whenever emotional tsunami attacks you, unclutch and come back. Whether your boss firing at you, or you firing at somebody, when you are imbalanced, come back. Come back to that center. Even if you come back and be in that center for 2 to 3 hours in a day, you will carry that flavor of unclutching whole day. All your decisions will be made out of that unclutching mood. All your decisions, your actions will be out of that nirvikalpa mood. See, carrying that nirvikalpa mood in your life is enough. You will be Jivan Mukta. You will be Jivan Mukta. Nothing else is required. Instead of carrying the depressed mood whole day, irritated mood whole day and working, I am just replacing that mood to this mood. Actually, what will happen, if you practice the replacing of irritation mood to this unclutching mood, within a month you will see, you just start rejoicing that unclutching mood. The time in which you stay in that unclutching mood will start expanding. The recovery time from any tsunami will start reducing. The first 10 days, the recovery time will be 2-3 hours. If you had a fight, it will take 2 hours for you to recover and come back to the center. After a month, it will be half an hour. After 2 months, it will not be more than 3/4 thought. 3/4 thought. Hey, all right, this is what, come on, get back, over. Nothing else. Recovery time, reducing the recovery time is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Understand? I am making the whole thing practical day to day. Please understand, I am not reducing or diluting the strength of the truths. I am only making it practical. We always have a problem. If it is practical, it is diluted. No. I am not diluting. I am making it practical. I am making it very clear and practical. Every statement I made is Shastrokta, accepted by the Shastras. Every sentence I made, I can give you the support from the tradition, from the truths of Upanishads, from the Vedic truths. Please understand, all you need is a simple confidence and trying it for next few days. That is the only thing, nothing else. Nothing else. Just trying it for next few days. Put this as a first priority for next few days. That's all I am asking. Understand? You may think, no, next few days if I am going on and clutching, I may lose something in my, who will take my business decisions, who will take my office decisions, I may lose something. If you lose something, think that is Gurdakshana you gave for me. That's all. You won't lose anything. I am assuring you. I am assuring you won't lose anything. If you lose something, think it's a Gurdakshana given to me. Forget about it. I tell you. Just a simple process. Anything which creates agitation in you, irritation in you, raises the heat of your blood. Just say, unclutch. Know thoroughly, nothing can sit in your inner space more than few seconds. Understand? This is a basic truth. Just the moment you have the thought of moving the right hand, it has already moved. If it comes back, again move the left hand. If it comes back, all you need, only 2-3 few times, not more than that. You will see very clearly, no problem is more adamant than your fear the problem may come back. See, the problem is not the problem. Your fear the problem may come back and may not leave you. That is the problem. Now, for example, if you have the deep fear, no, this problem may come back. How many times it takes to move that fear? It may take sometime 10 or sometime 20, but surely not more than I can say surely not more than 50 times. You need to have the guts to sit at least more 50 times. That's all. Your mind will ask, no. If you are doing constantly like this, how is it going to be solved in the practical world? That is what I am saying. You are intelligent enough. Your prarabdha is intelligent enough to create, maintain, live life and wealth. Please understand. You are intelligent enough to do whatever you need to do. You are not that dull. Your bio-memory is powerful enough to live and radiate what you need to achieve, what you need to do without your irritated strategy planning mind. This is the basic truth I am trying to tell you. All I am saying is your mind is not needed to run your life. That's all I am saying. I am saying just tell your mind, get out, I will run. Just tell, get out, I am running. I am taking charge. I declare, I am coronate myself from now. This is what beautifully Shankara says, Swarajya Siddhi. Reclaiming your kingdom. Reclaiming your kingdom, Swarajya Siddhi. The big problem is, your mind is so cunning. It convinces you. Without it, you cannot run your life. It again and again and again comes back and tells you, I told you. That's Swami Bengaluru Swami speaking, and you are listening. Come to the house, I'll take care of you there. He will go away tomorrow. Tomorrow he will be with me. Now, even now, one car is standing, like when elephant takes bath in the river and walks out, the street dogs will stand and bark. Nothing, elephant does not need to do anything. Just if it turns and shows the tongue, that dog will not even have time to turn and run. It will just step back and run. That fellow will not even take chance of turning and running. If you can see, he will just put the leg back, step by step. Only when he feels his safe distance, he will turn and run. Same way, now the mind is standing on corner and he is doing. This Swami will go away tomorrow, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And now I'll keep quiet. Come to the house, and you cannot be sitting here all day, and you'll go away tomorrow to Bangalore. That's what his mind is trying. It is trying all its best. So it convinces you very clearly, you cannot run your life without it. That is where the problem starts. You have a strong feeling, no. If this mind goes, either I lose all my wealth or name and fame, or the social credibility, all these things will be lost, or I may lose my balance. I may do all the chaotic things I want. No. By your nature, you are intelligent, balanced, alive, and creative. That is what I am saying. Trusting the prarabdha is trusting the self. Trusting your prarabdha is trusting yourself. Unless you trust yourself, you cannot trust the God. You cannot trust existence. Understand? First trust you need to have is trusting you without the interference of the mind. I always tell people. People come and tell me, Swamiji, I don't believe in this meditation program. I can't come all this. You just tell me what service I can do for you. I tell them, I'm afraid of you. Please leave me. Escape from me. Or I should escape from you. I tell them. I always tell people, let me be served only by Jivan Muktas. Then I'll be safe and I'll be happy. Please understand. You also tell yourself, unless you trust you, you can't trust me. If you say, no, I'm not interested in trusting me, enlightenment, all that, I'll trust you and do what you say. No, you are dangerous for me. You are dangerous for me. I have seen. I take care. Only people who meditate, feel connected, are living around me. I accept any money or any donation from them. If you are associated with our mission, you will know. Anything anybody comes and offers, first thing I'll tell. Meditate for 6 months, then I'll tell. That's the first statement I'll make. Because if you don't trust you without prarabdha, you cannot trust me or God. Be very clear. If some of you are thinking you had devotion towards God or Guru and unable to trust this truth, trusting your prarabdha, be very clear. Your devotion is pseudo, business deal. If you are able to trust you with your prarabdha without mind, then your devotion is authentic. This is the first step. Only a Jivan Mukta can be a Bhakta. Not otherwise. Otherwise, all your devotion is just pseudo game. I have seen people chanting this Vishnu Sahasranama. They'll go to the morning to the puja room. After 5 minutes, they'll be seeing the side number. Oh, it's only 300. I have to do 1,000 more. You can see. And these kind of people will never ever enter into the puja room second time in the whole day. Morning they'll go on like a ritual. It's not devotion. It's a business bargain. If they don't do that, if something happens in the day, they'll connect, because I did not do that. That's why the suffering came. They'll connect and see. Because they don't want that suffering and irritation, they'll finish it morning as a ritual. I think if you understand what I'm saying and fit in your life, you'll see very clearly how you are playing with you and how you claim you have devotion. Understand? The first devotion is devotion towards your prarabdha without having mind. First, trusting you. Next, trusting the cosmos. Unless you trust you to live without the mind, how are you going to trust anybody else? Mind is so powerful, cunning. It convinces you. Without it, you cannot run your life, but swallows your whole being by itself. It's like one guy says, I'll be your security, I will not allow anybody to touch you, and he kills you. That's all. Finally, he kills you. That's all is the mind. That's exactly the mind. In North India, I have seen, let me please understand this one example. Even in my native place, Arunachala, I have seen these monkeys from the hill, they will come down to the temple and the city and they will make big mess. They will disturb all the people. In the village, there will be people who will catch the monkeys and take them back to the hill and leave it. And for 6 months, they won't come down. Again, after 6 months, they'll come down. It's a routine. And they have a simple method of catching the monkeys. A small glass they'll take and they'll open the backside also, that glass. And they'll make a small rope along the rope and keep the rope near. That side, backside of the glass, they'll keep a sweet. This monkey will put a hand to the glass, water glass, and hold that sweet. And after he closes his fingers, he can't take it out. The fist won't come out. This fool, if he leaves that sweet, he can take it out. But he will not do. He does not have that simple intelligence, or he does not want to do. He will try to take the sweet and take the hand out. And he will be struggling. Slowly, the hunter will come and catch the monkey and put it in the cage and take him. Just that simple thing. He cannot let go.
Everyone. Now we will move on to our next chakra, next layer, nirvanic layer. Before that, I would like to have the consciousness over matter power manifestation. So please, whatever you learn, the powerful cognitions, please post it. That you have learned from the session. Open your living enlightenment book and receive the powerful cognition from very good enlightenment book. Receive your powerful cognition from very enlightenment. These books you of cognitions from living enlightenment. Kailasa posted. When you understand the purposelessness of life, you understand the meaning of living. But unclutch of everything. All you need is little courage. Let's start the consciousness format. Another powerful cognition step. Please understand that it is only for what you believe to be your past that you will reproduce in future.
Yeah, I'm just taking a picture of Ma for the next attendance.
Yes, now please go ahead. With your object, either coconut or around fruit. If you do not have the coconut, around fruit, sit. If you are very comfortable in manifesting the consciousness or matter, you can get two objects. If you are still manifesting, you can just get one of them and sit with your head back straight line. Okay, so Dr. Alexandra, we'll post it here. We generally frequently post the copy, so we'll post it here. Post the copy. Now sit straight with your head back straight line. Visualize something small in your third eye. And with your object on your hand, flatten, absolutely flat palm. And start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Start chanting the Mahavakya. And experience the space of oneness. With the space of oneness, declare the object to. You can declare, if you're comfortable in manifesting, you can declare the direction that the object, you can say the object should fall left side, the object should fall right side, front, back, or straight away. So just declare which side the object should fall.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
I posted the Living Attachment book. Dr. Alexandra Chauran. Yes, I posted the book. You can keep this, save this copy. All right. Now we're going to enter into the nirvanic body. The nirvanic layer is associated with bliss. It is so subtle that it almost doesn't exist. It is almost the Atman, just the step before. What is the way to explore this last step? What is the way to bring out the energy of this last step? By totally cutting yourself from the past. No evolution will help. Only revolution will help. This moment of touching the nirvanic body is the moment when the seed takes the decision to sprout. When the seed is sprouting, the seed will experience a growth. The moment when you take the decision to make the jump, you take the decision to go beyond. You take the decision with all your consciousness, with all your energy, to go beyond the body and mind. When you realize that everything you are experiencing is just your own conditioning, you suddenly wonder, is this life really worth living? So many desires, so many sufferings, so much of guilt, so much of pain. Only one layer of joy, and that also is through the layers of pain. Look at your whole past. Read what you have actually written. Almost for everybody, the past is more like a wound which needs to be operated upon or thrown out from the being. When you consciously decide to drop the past, you can actually drop it. Understand a few things. Your past is simply your conditioning. When you understand it is the only conditioning, can't you drop it? As long as you think it is you, you can't drop it. But if you understand that it is your conditioning, you can simply drop it. When you psychologically drop it, even physically, the whole thing will change. That is the beauty of it. The nirvanic layer is the layer that is the master is always in. So how do we relate with the master? When you come in front of the master, just feel a deep love. That's all. Feel a deep love in front of him. That's enough. Nothing else is needed. Nothing else needs to be done. There is no other code of conduct to be followed. Many people come in front of me and do all sorts of things like either showing off too much or displaying too much humility. The ones who show too much humility are the cunning ones. The really innocent ones will just come and sit on the seat on which I am sitting or just next to me. And I always find that these innocent people are not only good to me, they are good to everyone. People who put up all sorts of show know only how to act, not how to be. So there is no need to know how to act. Just be. That's enough. A small story from Ramana Maharshi's life. A farmer went to Ramana Maharshi's ashram and tried to sit with him. Because he had knee pain, he sat on a small stool. Some of the ashramites shouted, "Oh, you can't sit in front of Bhagwan's stool. You are to sit only on the ground." Bhagwan gestured to them and laughed. On the roof, a monkey was sitting right above Ramana Maharshi's head. He asked, "What will you do about that monkey?" "He's sitting right above my head." So understand that all these codes and protocols are just foolishness. I don't see any juice in it. When you can have tears of love, tears of gratitude in your eyes, that is the real thing. That is the real way of conduct yourself in the presence of the master. Nothing else is needed. If you really understand whatever is taught and whatever is spoken, will you be the same person when you go back? No, you will never be the same person. You can never be the same person. So naturally, when you meet the master, you will be reborn. You will have a second birth. There are three types of Gatpa. One is the Gatpa, which is carried by the mother, which gives birth to a child. The next is Hrit Gatpa. That means if you carry a great ideology in your heart, if you give birth to a book or a painting or a great scripture, these are all from your Hrit Gatpa. If you carry the master's presence or the gratitude in you, you give birth to yourself through Jnana Gatpa, the use of wisdom. So the master totally destroys your past. He makes you drop from your past and gives you a new life. Only a total disconnection from the past can help you grow. There is no question of evolution. It is always only revolution. Evolution can never happen. Only revolution can happen. A small story. Once there was a rat in King's palace. The king wanted to kill the rat. One day, he called his soldier and ordered him to kill it. When the soldier entered the room, suddenly, from somewhere, the rat jumped onto his face. He lost his balance, got frightened, and ran out of the room, shouting, "No, O king, the rat is too big. I don't think the rat can be killed by anybody." Seeing the frightened and shivering soldier, The king got frightened and thought, oh, this rat is something totally different. I do not know what to do. He called the palace cat and ordered to go and kill the rat. The soldier told the cat, don't think it is an ordinary rat. I went and was totally shaken. So be careful. Anyway, the palace cat got ready with all his paraphernalia. He exercised for 2 or 3 days and the gym and took a special diet of food. On the day of the fight, he entered the room. Again, the rat jumped in his face. The cat got totally frightened, lost its balance, and ran out. Now the rat became a challenge for the whole country. Even the palace cat could not do anything about it. So the king announced, anybody who kills the rat will be given a special prize. So many cats were brought. They tried to catch the rat, but just could not. In a remote village, an old man had a cat. He thought, why not try my cat? He asked the cat, will you kill the rat in king's palace? The cat said, why not? Let's go. The man bought the cat. It was a very lean cat. So let the cat inside the room. The cat simply killed the rat and came out. The king asked in utter disbelief, how did you do it? Even the palace cat could not do it. How did you have the courage? How did you do it? The cat replied, what? I'm a cat. It's my nature to kill a rat. I just could caught the rat, that's all. Understand that whole nature is so clean and straightforward. Simply being influenced by past experiences and undue conditioning only makes you spoil your real nature. You always think, no, the last time I tried and things were a failure. Nothing worked. I think this time too, the same thing is going to happen. Don't have a call. All these past things in your memory. Even the idea the last time I failed is past. Cut it from the very root. Drop from the very root of the past. Someone came and told me, Swamiji, last year alone, I stopped smoking 27 times. Just imagine, understand, it is you who gives energy to the past. The past can never control you on its own because there is no entry called past. The past is to actually dead. It is you who gives to life. By the time you reach the nirvanic layer, you will be without samskaras and the doorstep of enlightenment. You have to go now. To reach enlightenment, it happens on its own. It cannot be made to happen. It is like a river water. It stays in your hands as long as your hands are open. Once you close your hands to process the water, there is no water. Bliss is like a flowing river. It is choicelessness. If you try to make bliss a choice, it will be absent. If you can understand the purposelessness of life as part of the grand plan of existence, you will reach this layer. The river flows without a purpose, right? Does the river have any purpose? No, yet it flows so blissfully. The ego believes that there is a purpose in life, marital, relational, and spiritual. Even if you apply your strong logic, you can't find the purpose of existence. The purpose of existence is bliss. That's all. How can we enjoy without possessing, without making something our own? We are like water bubbles on a wave on the ocean. Each bubble catches hold of a few more bubbles and calls them wife, husband, father, son, and collects shells, thinking they are jewels. The bubble does not understand that it can burst any moment. Once it bursts, none of these would hold good. An elderly lady came to me with her son. She wanted me to take him into the ashram as brahmachari. I was surprised since usually no parent would like to see to be a sannyasi. Vivekananda is great, but no one wants his son to be a Vivekananda. I asked her why she wanted him to be at the ashram. She said that he is mentally not sound. I told her I run an ashram, not an asylum.
Creates perpetual completion in your system. I give you a few minutes, please settle down and adjust your.
Sorry about this thing. Actually, we will be doing the touch the nirvanic layer to remove the patterns. Nithyananda is one of the powerful meditation to remove the patterns, aims into breaking free from mental setup and establishing in unclutching. So we'll be doing meditation for nirvanic layer. First, we'll be doing the Nithyananda, then that is lifeless meditation. After that, we'll be doing the gratitude meditation, which will touch the bliss layer of nirvanic layer.
Lifeless meditation, the meditation process which creates the perpetual completion in your system. I give you a few minutes, please settle down and adjust yourself, make yourself comfortable. Then I lead you step by step. Yes. The first step, please understand, first step of the process is chaotic breathing, means awakening and raising the prana, life energy level in your body to its peak possibility. It's the most dynamic aspect. You can put your hands on the hip and start breathing as deep as possible and as powerfully as possible. It's like hyperventilating you. That's all, nothing else. Hyperventilating. I can show you. Use your whole body to breathe. The first step is 7 minutes. If you want, you can sit on your heels with knees and feet together in Vajrasana, or you can sit comfortably. But use your whole body and breathe. Use your whole body and breathe. I can demonstrate by myself. See here. Use your whole body and breathe as deeply as possible and as powerfully as possible, but as comfortably as possible. Let your whole body become alive. Let hyperventilation happen in you.